save us all or be a feast for winter. Okay. Yeah, that's a good starting place. Rough draft, Everybody's a Mimic theme song, Rime of the Frostmaiden. Take one. You're running for. It's cold on the mountain tonight. Yes, it's cold on the mountain tonight. And we need someone to save us. We need someone who's ready for a fight. Onward through the blizzard they do ride. Onward through the blizzard they do ride. With bread and butter and faithful hounds beside. The faithful folks of 10 towns they defend, and the rotten folks of 10 towns they offend. With flaming sword and staff and dart they'll pierce the veil, strike at the heart of the rill. Forces they do not know they are heard. The forces they do not know they are watched. All the lonesome cry of forgotten beasts will save us all or be a feast for winter.
We are live. Hello, everybody out there in the interwebs. We are Everybody's a Mimic, an actual play 5th edition webcast playing Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostmaiden. We're going to go around the table, the virtual table. Is everyone sitting at a table?
I'm at a desk.
I am, for like the first time ever, sitting at an actual table.
Oh my goodness. We got 2 tables here. Dale?
It's a coffee table, but I'll count it.
I mean, it's more of a desk, but I mean, what is a desk if not a specialized table?
Yeah, there you go. All right, Levi, don't let us down.
I'm also at a desk. However, the desk is like a sort of IKEA conglomerate of 2 matching filing cabinets and a table and an IKEA tabletop. So
okay, conglomerate. This IKEA table has been grafted together.
Yeah, basically, it's like IKEA sold desks that were expensive, but you could get 2 matching filing cabinets that were the perfect height and a tabletop for cheaper.
And you just drill through their desk flesh and attach them.
I didn't even drill them.
The IKEA, life forms. You don't even drill it?
No.
So your tabletop
They're not even connected.
It's just
the tabletop just rests on top, and I have like these little like rubber things that go on that I put on the top of the filing cabinets, and they keep the tabletop from moving.
Okay.
Nothing says high stakes fantasy and daring too like discussion of IKEA hacks.
I know, right?
Well, now our listeners out there have taken away some value besides the entertainment they will get tonight. So around the virtual desk, because that seems a bit more appropriate given the numbers now. Let's go around. We're going to start with Bitte.
Played by Carson.
Yeah, that is our lovable Goliath. Next up is Rosemary.
Played by Ray.
Right, and that is our strong-natured and a bit cold half-orc. Next, we have Del Nadre.
He's played by Blake.
Who is sitting pretty up there in the room, and Levi,
Played by Ben.
who we just discovered last session, is actually an angel. Yeah.
Woohoo!
Yeah, woohoo! So, a little quick recap on what was happening last session. The party had, kind of following up with Copper, and following up on some information they scried from the Kalistar ruins, have made their way to the Black Cabin, a rickety-looking building on the southern side of Kelvin's Cairn. There, they discovered Macretus's failed artifact, the Summer Star, and after some ghostly hijinks and some messages from across the other side, our party was able to activate the Summer Star, thus allowing Macretus to move on to the next life, and then also bring back Del Nadre and Bitte from the dead, who were kind of cast down from the in golden light, able to crack through the clouds that was pushed away by Rosemary's use of control weather when they activated the Summer Star. Unfortunately, Owl did not take too kindly to the so-and-so called dagger in her side, this control of her, or resisting of her unnatural and everlasting winter. And she has sent one of her minions, a wicked Cold Light Walker, who has already proven to the group that she is a fairly formidable ally or enemy, with a 1/2 8d10 punch into Rosemary. Before we pick up where we left off last session, I'm going to ask our players a question, and I really hope I did not. There we go. Okay, so here is your warm-up question here. What stereotypical role would your character play in a high school, if they attended a high school? Just like a normal, everyday high school. It's like nerd, jock, bully, goth, tech geek. Would they run around? Would you guys just be playing D&D as like a group of, kids? What's going on here? Whoever wants to answer first can start it off.
I'll go ahead if nobody minds. I think Vita would be the like already out of high school, but just like hangs around as kind of a hippie. Definitely smokes a lot of weed, and the McConaughey of this high school. That's how I envision Vita. He exists outside. He's cool, but he's also kind of lame.
Okay. Is he like only like a couple of years out of high school, or like does he still remember high school?
Yeah, just a couple.
Okay, just a couple.
He's like 3 years. He's just not going to college, but doesn't want to work yet.
Right. Okay. All right, who's up next?
I can go. Oh no, you go ahead.
All right. I unfortunately I have to say that Levi would probably be like the captain of the football team. Like he's definitely a jock, but like not in an asshole way. Like he'd be like that one football player who everybody is like surprised to know is actually just a sweetheart, and he's like super respectful. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's
But
like the
he's
nice
definitely
popular
a jock.
guy.
Yeah, exactly. Like the really popular guy who does the sports, but is actually like really nice to everyone.
Are you in like student body president? Do you also volunteer in the cat shelter at the weekend?
I don't think he's smart enough to be student body president, but I think he definitely does like volunteer stuff, and he does a lot of like fundraising for the different sports teams and stuff.
There you go. Nice. Sweet, lovable face. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Rosemary, you are next.
feel like Rosemary, like you know the weird girl from Breakfast Club, like the goth girl.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I feel like she'd be like a mix of that and like that person who's always like handing out petitions in the hallway for like save the planet.
Okay.
Like getting 50 signatures in a high school is gonna like stop global warming.
Yeah. The activist gift. Giving out
Yeah.
all these papers to stop, stop
She pro-
them chopping down the rainforest.
She probably got suspended one time because they figured out that she was nursing a sick squirrel in her locker.
Chained herself to the tree that they were trying to cut down.
Yeah, exactly.
Trying to unionize the lunch staff.
Yeah.
Yes. She's the super social justice one, but she doesn't quite know enough because she's a high schooler to like actually know how to do something productive with it.
Yeah. Nice. All right, Del Audrey, finish it up.
Dell would be the lazy rich kid who spends more time like trying to act out crazy schemes to like sneak into the principal's office to like change all of his grades to A's, and he's smart enough to like just study, but instead he does these things that probably fail more often than not.
Goodness, you guys, what a group.
He's like a rich Mike Damone. Fast Times.
Yeah, exactly.
Beautiful.
All right, well let's kick off our session then. We ended the last session, as I mentioned, the Cold Light Walker having showed off some of his range prowess. The ice methods falling, one of them falling to Del Nadre, and the other one kind of just sitting out there hiding around, and there is another ice method up there with Del Nadre as well. And so we are going to get it started. The first person up is Bitte.
All right. Bitte, who I will go ahead and put a little thing to remind me that he has Hunter's Mark up. What's a good Hunter's Mark symbol? Go with that.
Maybe an H?
I don't know that that's an option.
An
At,
arrow?
like the specific character. Let me
I'll
see.
just do a little squiggly there.
I can put
Ooh,
this,
okay.
I can put
Going
this
to.
archery thing on the Cold Light Walker.
Ooh, yeah, that works.
Nice. I like it.
I like that a lot, actually.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I'm gonna make you do that every time now, forever.
That's fine. Hunter Mark really
Alright.
is it concentration for Hunter's Mark?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so just
So got 9 more rounds of that.
yeah.
Come 10 feet over here, and will sling a dart as a sharpshooter attack.
Mm-hmm.
After bonus action, keying in some planar energy, and will send it sailing at this fucker's head.
Sorry, who's watching Star Wars?
It's the
Oh, that's me.
Vite's his TV only comes up
Missing.
whenever.
The TV for his dog.
Yeah. Oh no.
Missing.
Oh, but the damage would have been really nice. Oof.
Indeed. It was max on almost all of it, except for the D6. So,
Yeah. Goodness.
and then with the remaining 15 feet of movement, we'll come into these trees for a little bit of cover.
Okay. Yeah, I imagine.
I'll double check the distance, but that'll end his turn.
All right. Those trees are kind of like the. I guess a good example would be mesquite trees from here in Texas, kind of. Fir, I suppose. Christmas trees,
You're comparing like Texas trees to trees in the Icewind Dale.
Well,
Like our climates are anything alike.
Well, all of us are from Texas. I mean, Rosemary, we all of us are in Texas. There we go. How about that? Levi would actually know better. He is the Canadian of the group.
I am the Canadian of the group, and yeah, they're probably most likely some form of carnivorous fir tree.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Gosh. Some
Carnivorous
Also,
fir trees.
yeah, it just occurred to me that there definitely needs to be some kind of pun about coniferous trees.
Oh no, Bitte, you wandered right into that tree mimic. It starts to eat you like a carnivore.
Man, don't even play. Don't even play.
Sometimes the Whomping Willow just takes a chomp.
Hey, we are called Everybody's a Mimic. It wouldn't be that far out there to say that tree is a mimic. You should have
Listen,
known.
Del, it's called the pummeling pine, actually.
I was gonna say the chomping willow.
Oh, this tree hates you in particular.
Also, can this be our mimic gimmick that every session has one hidden mimic? Every map has one hidden mimic that
Can you
there's a
spot the
chance we might
mimic?
stumble into.
We
We just haven't found any yet.
Do you want that to happen? Because
No,
we can make it happen.
please
No,
no.
that's a Patreon tier thing eventually. Everyone gets you release the maps beforehand to the highest Patreon tier, and it's like, okay, you each get to vote where you want the mimic to be.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for the Deep Lore Session 0 mimic to show up.
Yeah.
We know he's
you
out
know
there
what?
somewhere plotting.
Yeah, he's gonna be like the table at the big speakers council or something.
Give him ideas.
Yeah, but then the table at the big speakers council ends up looking like the table from Elden Ring with all the weapons stabbed into it. So, anyways,
Listen, we all know that mimic's just been sitting in a corner, just working out constantly, getting so strong.
Getting ripped.
It's had a training montage.
spends the whole like in-game time of the players running around Icewind Dale, just killing boars over and over and over until it levels up to level 60. There we go. Something not even possible in D&D. It went way beyond level 20.
When we're finally ready to fight Oral, we start and it's just the mimic.
The mimic beat you to it and just has been mimicking everything.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious. All right. Well, the ice method from the south is going to kind of skirt a little bit, although you can see, there's no like vision blocking the outhouse that's right here. The ice method is going to kind of like hide himself. He's going to scoot forward, shift away, and he's going to try to get you guys in one of his ice cold breaths. Just breathes in. He's like, and he's going to launch out a.
How it feels to chew 5 gum.
Okay, I can't. Did y'all see? No, this whispered. Damn. Sorry, 1 second.
Is it an attack or does it cause a saving throw?
So I was just trying to show it off on the chat, but it doesn't do that. It causes a saving throw. So I'm gonna need some dexterity saving throws from Levi and Rosemary. And is Bitte on the same place as? No, Bitte went to the tree. Oh God.
Yes.
Like, where did he go?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that tree thing we just talked about. So Rosemary successful in saving, so you're gonna take some half damage there. Alright. Ben, you are also successful in saving. So y'all are going to take half of 5. So we'll go with 3. 2. 3. 2. 3. 2. 2.
1.
2 damage. 2 to you guys. And then the ice myth is going to kind of duck back. And is going to hide. Can't hide. He's not a rogue. Cannot use hide as a bonus action. It's going to end its turn there. Now the other ice method over here, which is just outside of Del Nadre's vision, is going to kind of just through the window.
You can see Mephit.
Mephit, yeah, you can see Mephit. Through the window is going to cast Fog Cloud inside the room that Del Nadre is in. And so just this kind of like layer of fog just starts to flow outward, spilling out of the window as well as out of the door and through the cracks in the random wooden planks and just between the planks of wood in general. It's a very rickety house. And then they are also going to kind of fly away. And that will be their turn, leaving us with Del Nadre now in the middle of Fog Cloud.
All right.
I
I don't remember if I put myself this way because I was actually trying to be prone or just taking cover, but I'll stand up.
Yeah.
All right.
It is a heavily obscured area.
Yeah, I can't see crap.
Nope.
I'm going to cast Disguise Self.
Okay.
And I'm going to basically be completely changing the appearance of my attire into like snow camo.
Okay. So you're gonna just
Bold
kinda...
strategy, Cotton.
And then I'm going to leap out the window into the snow.
Okay.
And bonus action, I'm just gonna hide and just kind of try and hide in the snow as I look around for this method. All right. How much of my movement to jump out the window?
Let's go with... It's pretty thick snow underneath, especially right around the edges. So I'm going to go with 10 feet. So 5 feet. Yeah, I kind of just think like you just kind of stand it. You have to struggle to get out of the snow out of there.
Difficult terrain or anything in the snow?
No, not really, unless you move underneath the house. And then it's kind of it's an additional 5 feet like to cross the plain to go like over the snowbanks underneath.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna go.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna see that ice method down there that I didn't even know was down there and assume that's my guy. So that's 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and
That is going to stealth check?
Yeah, bonus action, I'm hiding.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Levi, you are up.
Okay. I think this comes as no surprise to anyone. But Levi is going to bonus action go into a rage.
Okay.
He's seen Rosemary get absolutely rocked by this cold magic that came from this walker. So he is going to use his bonus action to go into a rage and just bulk up and be ready. And then he's going to just close the distance. And he's going to do a low two-handed swing with his greatsword, targeting the Cold Eye Walker's legs. So I'm going to roll my attack, and I'm also going to use one of my superiority dice to do a tripping attack. So hopefully I hit. We will see. Hold on. It's a 13.
All right.
Does a 13 hit?
It meets it.
So yes.
If it meets, it beats.
It meets, it beats.
Okay. So that's going to do 13 plus 1d8. So 17 slashing damage.
17 slashing. Okay.
And I need the Cold Light Walker to make a... Hold on. I can tell you. I need the Cold Light Walker to make a strength saving throw or be knocked prone.
Okay.
Get him.
Nice. All right. Here we go. What is the DC for your strength saving throw?
DC is 14.
He beats it. You kind of
Did he roll it?
He did roll it, yes.
Did you roll it in secret?
Yes. I can show it to you. It's just it's the way.
Oh no, you're good.
It's the way it rolls from whenever I click on their
Is it on like D&D Beyond?
No, it's on roll 20. It's just it always whisper
Gotcha.
rolls the rolls. But he got a 15
Okay.
with a 12
Sweet.
on his other side.
So he does not go prone. But he does take the extra damage. So
He does take the damage though.
Nice.
You kind of like cut across, and you try with all of your might, Levi, just swinging to get him to push him off, to flip him around. But all you are able to do is kind of like slice through a lot of like the extra skin that had been frozen and like was decayed or whatever to his feet or to his legs. But still wasn't able to fully crack or throw away. He has very good footing in the ice.
fair enough.
All right, Rosemary. If Levi, there's nothing else for you that you'd like to do.
No, he's good. Oh, it also I forgot an extra 2 damage for his rage damage, so 19 total.
19. Okay. All right. Good.
Nice.
Now we are up to Rosemary.
Okay, I would like to, as a bonus action, cast Healing Spirit.
Okay.
So I make a little spirit thing. Let me see if I can make a
You can.
shape. Here. There's my healing spirit that immediately disappeared because it's underneath me. But it's there. And I'm gonna make it directly on top of me. Because if if I move into the spirit's space or start the turn there, I get 1d6 hit points, and it can do that 7 times. So I'm going to use one of those to kind of buff myself up a tiny bit.
Is it how much? Is it strictly just the space of the healing spirit? It doesn't have like an aura or anything.
It's a 5-foot cube.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it's just like a.
Yeah, so it can only I can move it around in future turns as a bonus action, but I think I need to be inside of its space to get the healing that first time.
Right.
So I'm gonna do that. So that's a 1d6. Get 4 hit points back. We'll treasure those. And then I am inspired by Bitte, and I'm going to turn in. I'm going to wild shape, and I'm going to get bigger even than Rosemary's usual frame and grow white fur with a bald face and bald palms and kind of a. I'm turning into a Yeti-inspired ape.
Okay.
And then because wild shape is my. Oopsies. Oh god. What did I do? Oh god, my animal doesn't have vision.
Yeah.
Oh god, no one has vision. Fuck. Here,
Okay.
this is what I am. And then I'm gonna, because that was my action and I can no longer attack and I'm squishy, I'm going to use my climb speed to get up here and, like, vanish into the edge of this fog with the hopes that this guy will be blocked from hitting me by both the corner of the house and not being able to see me due to fog.
Okay.
If that's okay.
All right. So you did lose your. Let me just give you your vision there.
And I have my concentration. I'm gonna use this one for concentration for my healing spirit so I can move that around in future turns.
Okay. All right. You should be able to. Oh, my roll 20 is having issues here. Oh, okay. Looks like it's back. You should be able to take off Rosemary
no.
now.
Okay. Okay. Now
You
I
still
am
see
now I
things?
am ape.
And you
Yeah, I can see.
Okay. All right.
Nice. I'll
All
give
right.
the ape concentration. There we go.
Well, next up then is going to be the Cold Light Walker. So you were just kind of, you didn't take the hide action, right? You're just going to try to put yourself
I
into the
don't-
fog.
Yeah, wild shape is my action, so yeah, I'm in the fog and, like, around the corner of the
Okay.
house.
Gotcha. Yes.
Because I can't even, I can only see, like, the sliver of him from here. So I'm assuming that is at least 3/4 cover,
Yes.
if not full cover.
Yes. All right. So the Cold Light Walker just kind of like He doesn't speak. You just have this unnatural hit. There's this him or this hum kind of coming out of its face. It just looks down at you, Levi, from your kind of low swinging position from when you were going after its leg, and it just raises both of its fists up. These daunting looking fists, and it's gonna just slam down on you twice, right in the top of your head, just coming down with the full force. And so we are going to get
awfully rude of him.
a 25 crit and then a 12.
Jesus Christ!
The
Did he
12
crit
does
last
not.
turn?
The 12 does not hit.
He did crit the last time that he attacked. And it is going to do 18 bludgeoning plus 14 cold.
Okay, so that'll be 9 bludgeoning and
Yes.
14 cold since I'm raging.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that's a total of 9 and 14 is 23.
23 damage. As he just kind of just bam, bam, just fist pounding down on you. Slow but purposeful. You know, each one he brings it up and just his sledgehammer just falls upon your back. And he's not going to move from his spot. So he's ready to just beat you into the ground, Levi. Bitte, you are up. Hiding in,
All
in
right.
that tree.
Ita is going to come up from behind the tree and is going to bonus action Planar Warrior and sling another one of these fine darts with broad bone tips at this guy, and it keeps reverting the attack stat for darts back to dexterity from strength. Reckon? Yes, no, maybe so. See how it comes out. Okay, so it should be a 14.
14.
Because it's, sorry, no, I guess it's just an 11. Fuck. Not rolling well.
Because you have the 11 plus minus 3.
Yeah. And it's not making any of my edits. What the hell?
Or did you
'Cause there's
do?
also-
If you didn't do sharpshooter on this turn.
If you didn't do sharpshooter, it would have been just a 14.
Yeah, because the minus 3 is the minus 5 for sharpshooter and plus 2 for archery fighting style. So the plus
Yeah.
2 would go to the 11 if you didn't do thing. So yeah, it would be. Will that be
13,
13?
which should hit.
So you did not do sharpshooter, correct?
No, I did do sharpshooter.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, what?
Oh, well then.
So if you did,
I did do sharpshooter.
then
So it
Well,
would
then
have
it's
been
11 minus 3.
Well, no, it would have been 14 minus 3,
because
which would have put it
it's-
back to 11.
Yeah, it's rolling dex instead of his strength, and he's more of
Yeah.
a strength ranger than a dex ranger. Okay, so
Oh, gotcha.
not sure what is going on there. Let me see if I can do that in between. But is there anything else Bitte would like to do after he misses?
Go back to where he was.
Okay.
Actually, he'll probably snake a little further along this way.
Okay. You kind of get eye to eye with that other Mephit who sees you, and on the start of his turn, he's going to try to breathe in to see if his frostbreath is going to recharge. We just need a 6. Oh, wait, I can't just roll a 6. I have to roll a 1d6.
You have to roll a d6.
Darn, he only
Like,
got
oh, he
6.
automatically got it.
so he does not recharge. So he's like, oh, Christ. And he is going to just take his time, and he's going to fly. He's not happy. He's going to fly around, trying to put the outhouse between him and Bitte, and get on the back side of the... Oh, God. Oh, you testing your roll again? Yeah, there it goes.
Yeah, it looks.
Now it rolls that 5. All right. Going to try to get on the back side of the Cold Light Walker, and because it does not want to get in within melee range of Levi, he's going to just sit right there. Now, this whole time he's been focused on Bitte and Levi, and he is not aware of Del Nadre being over there. Let's see now. The other ice method is going to be moving. And although you can see him on the map, he is kind of still obscured by the fog a little bit that has been coming out of that room. So you might have gotten Bitte. You probably saw the ice method up here, but Rosemary, Levi, and Del Nadra, you guys are not aware. I don't know. I believe Rosemary, your vision shows it, but just the way that the fog is, you're going to be not aware.
I imagine I'm also probably facing the other way, ready to hop back out of the fog.
Yeah, that as well. And he's not really making very much noise as he sneaks his way through the house. All right, and so that is going to be the Ice Mephit's turn. We're going to turn it over to Del Nadri, Mr. Snow Camo over there in the snow
So is this guy in the fog? Is he like obscured, or
he's not really obscured because the fog is coming out of the top, the top floor, and then wafting down. He'd be like semi-obscured because he is in the fog, but he's not heavily obscured, so you can take a shot at him.
Okay, let's see. I'm pretty sure I know. Yeah. All right, I'm going to shoot him then with my short bow, and I will make a sneak attack.
Yeah. Okay, so because he is lightly obscured, it'll be a disadvantage. Disadvantage because you're trying to shoot with your eyes.
Oh, okay. Well then, straight roll and still 25 to hit, and there won't be sneak attack then if. So it's just the 6 piercing.
Okay. All right. So then 6 damage to the Mephit, and getting shot in the back kind of causes him to drop down a little bit, and he fall almost like he's going to try to hunker in on the snow as he kind of just stops flying and tries to crash into the snow from getting hit from behind. All right. Would you like to do anything else?
Yeah, I'm gonna move my way through the snow and take another hide action.
Okay.
And I didn't know the last time, but do I get like advantage on this from like my snow camo?
Let's see. Let's see if the
Am
ice
I
method,
well blended?
Let me see if the ice method is gonna be able to see you. What's your base stealth?
Like my passive?
Yeah, I guess. Like, what's your stealth modifier?
I mean, I have a +8, so.
+8. Okay, so he doesn't notice you. I'll give you advantage on your stealth here.
A sneaky boy I am.
A sneaky boy.
Not that you needed it, but yes, you are very well hidden. Not only were you able to stay hidden using the snow as camouflage, with you aided by your snow camo, you were also able to kind of get another hidden position.
I'll go ahead and I'll just put myself here, just saying that I'm really getting my back up against that little like woodshed, like I'm trying to be fully covered in case. I don't know what this thing does. If it like just explodes, I want to be behind a wall.
Okay, fair enough.
So I accidentally took myself off the initiative when I diluted Rosemary, so I'm after Levi.
Oh, okay, good. I was like, oh yeah, there's somebody missing here. Let me add your turn. Animal.
Also, Beta, did you re-roll your initiative?
No.
He did roll initiative again, but he should
Yeah.
be.
I don't know why it did that, but I'm in the same place that I was.
Yeah, it was weird.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
No,
Every time you click initiative, it just makes another number.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't click initiative though, which is why I'm weird by it.
Weird.
Levi, if Del you are done,
and
Levi.
the light mode will flicker on and off.
No, I did.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah, Levi's pissed.
Get him.
Yeah, Levi's already in a rage, but like now he's taken a hefty chunk of damage and he is big mad. So he's going to swing again, and once again doing the trip attack, in the hopes that he can knock this guy prone. That way we can kind of get some good shots off on him, hopefully. So here we go. Here's my greatsword attack.
Okay.
It's a 17.
17 does hit.
So it's going to be 11 plus roll 1d8. 5. It's going to be 16 slashing damage.
16 slashing. All right, and you're gonna have. I'm gonna roll his strength save here. Ooh,
Yes, please.
Not successful. Rolls a measly 6.
Nice.
Yeah. In that case, he is knocked prone.
He is knocked prone. He's on the ground. Dun, dun, dun.
Which is perfect because I think Levi is going to seize this opportunity and he's going to use his action surge to attack again.
Okay.
Get him.
So you did 14? No, 16 damage.
It was 11 plus 5, 16.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Attack again then.
So this time with advantage since he's prone, and that is going to be a crit.
Woo, buddy. All right. All right. Why do I? Only
So let
see
me roll.
one
Let me
number?
roll that 4d6 because it's for some reason it didn't do my crit damage there.
It did. It did. You got a
But it
6,
did.
1, 2, and 1.
Not showing up for me. It's showing up as blank.
You have to roll. You have to highlight. For whatever reason, the 11 is black.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
It might be
So-
the dark mode.
Oh yeah, I think that's it. I think that's exactly it. Yeah, it's weird in dark mode on the crit damage. Okay, so yeah, so what is that?
Not roll the extra 2d6 though.
11 plus 3
So
is
14.
no, I don't have to roll the additional. So 11 plus 3 is 14 plus the 2
Could be another 16.
plus the 2, yeah, it's going to be 16 damage.
All right. Nice. 32 damage in one turn.
Hell
Yep.
yeah.
And then I'm going to use my bonus action what is that called? Second wind. So let me
Was action surge
Get some
already
health
opposed
back.
bonus action?
What's up?
Did you use action surge?
I used my action surge, yeah.
Is that a bonus
Is
action
that
or
not a
no?
bonus action?
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's just
No,
a
action
thing.
surge is just its own thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
it lets you take another action.
Ooh.
You just have limited number of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
So starting at second level, you can push yourself beyond your normal limits. On your turn, you can take one additional action on top of your regular action and a possible bonus action.
Okay.
But I can
Nice.
only do that. I can only do that once per long rest.
Right. Okay. All right
Sweet.
then. Second wind is going to restore how much health
Yeah.
for you?
It's going to be 1d10 plus 3. So 13.
Woo. Good. Good rolls there.
Yes, I will take that all day.
All right. Well then, Levi is definitely not going to back away from this fight. So
Absolutely
we're
not.
gonna-
He's got him. He's got him exactly where he wants him. He's on the ground.
So we're gonna roll over now to Rosemary.
Nice. I'm gonna pop out of the fog, see that guy on the ground, which is perfect. How much movement to hop over here?
You have climbing, so you just
I do
move.
have climbing, so I can just go.
Yeah, just go. Even like
Uh,
jumping down, I imagine the ape would have probably just like kind of hung on the top and
Yeah,
lowered
just swing
himself.
over.
Very nice. And
And I'm gonna take 2 attacks. I assume at advantage.
Yes.
1 second. Can I toggle advantage toggle?
Give him the fisticuffs.
Yeah, because an ape can do 2 fist attacks. So that's 1 and what the fuck?
Oh no!
I can do 1.
You did 1. 1 damage though. 1 damage.
Well, 9 damage.
9 damage. Still good.
So that's good.
Woo.
And then I'm gonna bonus action move my spirit thing over here to Levi's spot and give him a d6 of healing.
All right.
Oh hell yeah!
So you get a 3.
Woo!
I wish it was more, but unfortunately.
Hey, listen, I'm almost back to full, so I'll take that all day.
Nice. I wish this ice mephit wasn't here, but I also am not entirely sure if I saw him. So, and I would want to come over here to hit this guy anyway, so that, I think, is my turn.
All right. Well, the Cold Light Walker is going to use half of its movement to stand back up. It is not going to be happy again. It is going to glare at you, Levi. So I'm going to need you to make a Constitution saving throw as the aura around its face just kind of intensifies as it just hones in on you. You're going to be able to save that, so that is good.
Yep.
Levi
just glares back
No,
in all of his
Get
rage,
him.
and he he roars too.
roars too. All right. Well, as you roar back at him, he's gonna kind of like follow it up with a slam for 11. 11's not going to hit.
Nope.
And then he is going to slam again for an 18 this time.
That one hits.
That one will hit for 14 plus. 1 second. Okay. 14 plus 18. 14 bludgeoning and then 18 cold.
25 with half bludgeoning.
Yep.
Okay, so that takes me down to 19. Okay. How's he looking, by the way?
I mean, he's not wavering.
He's a zombie to begin with.
He is still a zombie. Yeah, he's a zombie. He's unnatural. He's undead. But you have noticed that from both the fists of the ape as well as Levi's your great sword attacks, his bones have started to crack. His bones are pretty much like black ice. You know, it is what it seems to be what's it's what's giving him his very strong stature right now. So you have noticed some cracks appearing. And every now and then, even as it swung against you that last time, you heard those like sickening cracks. It's just that echoing of an ice, like the cracking of the lake. So you are definitely doing damage. You're doing pretty well. He's bloodied up.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean that there's not any fight in him. This thing can turn around so quickly.
Yeah, this thing's rough. We got this. I believe in you.
We got this.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, Bitte, you are up.
All right, Vita will come over here behind this. What is this, an outhouse or a shed? Come up behind there, and looks like my rolls are great. I will bonus action Planar Warrior and fling another dart, hoping to hit his mark. That is a 13 to hit.
A 13 does hit.
At long last for 27 damage.
For 27 damage. That is enough to finish off the Cold Light Walker as this javelin this hefty dart just flies through, cracking and shattering the Cold Light Walker's spine as it just bisects him, and he just starts to the shatter just grows, and it just his arms, his legs, his body, his aura goes dark as he falls into dust, held together only by what little fragments of extremely frostbitten skin he still had on him.
Nice.
That is the end of the Cold Light Walker there.
Hell yeah.
Nice job there, guys. Nice job.
Attaboy, Bite.
Battle's still not over. Bite, would you like to move anywhere? You still have some ice methods to deal with.
Yeah, I think Vita will go ahead and draw a javelin, and sorry, I moved 15 to get there. Actually, no, he's happy where he is.
Okay. All right. So the ice method that is right here next to Rosemary is going to just kind of slash out with its claws. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me check to make sure it's going to It's going to first try to recharge itself. It does not succeed there. And now it is... Where Ice Mephit? It is going to just try to claw out Rosemary's eyes. Does a 22 hit Rosemary?
Oh no, the ape has a DC of 23. No, I'm kidding. It's 12.
For 5 slashing damage and 1 cold damage.
Okay, so 6 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And then the other one is going to kind of make its way. It's going to fly around, and now it's going to attempt to claw at Levi. Does a 15 hit you, Levi?
Yeah, make it, break it, so yes.
All right. And it is going to hit you for 3 slashing and 2 cold. So 1 damage if you also resist slashing.
I do resist slashing, so 1 slashing and 3 cold, you said?
2 cold, 1 slashing. For a total of
So 3 damage total.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. That's going to be their turn. Delnadre, you are up.
Okay, how's Levi looking? Levi looking pretty strong.
It's
Hale
I
and
think
hearty.
Levi is just so fucking pissed off right now. I don't think anybody can tell how he's doing because he's moving just fine.
He is sporting a number of very, very sickening looking bruises on like his upper shoulders, maybe.
Maybe he's a little bit frostbitten.
Yeah, definitely a little frostbitten, but like attitude-wise, he looks like he's still rearing to go.
All right, he's good. He's got vim and vigor, so I'm gonna pop out here and I'm going to shoot the Mephit that is engaged with Levi.
Okay.
Pop.
17 hits for 20. Oh, so close. You practically for all intents and purposes, destroy this Mephit in 1 hit, but it is still holding on. Your arrow has like embedded itself right in the chest of this Mephit, and it's just like flapping, like it's doing its. All it can do is just try to stay in the air as it flaps very erratically, and just starts to screech and squeal.
Hey, that's okay. I'm helping. I'm gonna go back up. I'm gonna go back here.
All right.
I'm actually gonna go all the way around because I'm so cool. And maybe I'm gonna hide a little bit.
Yeah. All right. You are effectively hidden. Levi, it is your turn.
Yeah, Levi sees gets the claws in his back, I imagine, because it kind of came up behind him.
Right.
Sees Delnadre's arrow go by, and he just is gonna pivot and swing on the Mephit with his greatsword.
Oh, yeah. The Mephit is destroyed. However, ice Mephits have this interesting thing that when they die, they explode. So you're going to need me to make a DC saving or a dexterity saving throw. You and just you.
Just me?
Yep.
That's a 9.
That is a 9. So you're going to take the full brunt of this death burst. And dang it, I really hate that it closes that. 1d8 slashing. So you're going to take half of it. So 2 slashing damage.
Okay.
Not even cold. Disappointing.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm surprised it's slashing.
Right?
Because it explodes. I feel like it should do piercing, to be honest, but...
Right? If anything. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm resistant to that too, so...
We need to call
Icky
wizards the cursed.
icicles.
Icky icicles, yeah. All right. Rosemary, you are up. The only person that is still standing is an ice Mephit right in your face.
Like, that I know of. Is this the guy who was in the house earlier?
Yes.
Okay, so that's just the only guy.
Yes.
Okay, first off, bonus action, just gonna wiggle my healing spirit, so that we both get a d6. So that is, because I used it once, so that's 5 or 3. I have 3 left.
Okay.
So Levi, you get, sorry, only 2 healing.
You don't have to apologize to me.
And I get 5.
Okay.
You like undid his method explosions. That's great.
Exactly.
But yeah, just wiggle. Um, and I'm gonna hit this guy with my fists. The second one hit?
The second one does hit for 5.
5 damage.
Still flapping, but it is weakened. It's bloodied up. Still has a little bit of fight in it though. Back up to the top of the order with Bitte. Unless Rosemarie, did you want to move anywhere?
Nah, I'm not going anywhere.
Okay.
Beta, seeing that most of the issue is handled, and knowing that Rosemary is a little more durable when she's in animal form, isn't going to worry too much about it exploding, and is just going to draw a stouter throwing spear, a proper javelin, and will planar warrior and sling it at the fucking guy. I have to take archery fighting style off for the javelin. 17 to hit for 16 damage.
All right. 17 hits. 16 damage. Explodes the ice method, causing another dexterity saving throw for Rosemary and a rather minor 2 damage to Rosemary. But that is going to end that combat. Ending the fog there. And that's that. Good job, guys. Took him down.
Nice.
I think Levi is just still raging. What does the body of the Cold Light Walker look like?
Like a tattered rag with some chunks of really freeze-dried meat still attached to it with a bunch of icicles.
Does it did its head crumble apart, or is it still there?
It never truly had a head. Just a glowing aura. It had a hood.
It didn't actually have a head.
No.
Oh shit. Well, all right. I think he just kicks it as hard as he can.
Just kicks it. Yeah.
Whatever the meat in the rag is, he just kicks it in the direction of the forest over here.
It flops like this much. It's like stuck to the ice, so you kick it and it like rips off a little bit of the snow that it was on, and does
Fair.
Not. It rather wasn't like kicking a soccer ball and just watching his head tumble off.
He goes into his recovery breathing. He just closes his eyes and takes deep breaths trying to calm down.
I feel like meanwhile Ape Rosemary is like, yeah, violence, and just picks up whatever the remains are and chucks it with both hands.
Ape Rosemary, roll me a strength saving throw. 12. You chuck it another 15 feet. Just yeah.
Just gives a big ol' ape roar. Big noises.
Big, chuckling
Levi.
to himself and
What was up, Ite?
Beta, chuckling to himself, and shaking his head, is going to wander around picking up his darts and his javelin, and then he's going to take a strip of the cloak from this thing for stories later as a little trophy.
Nice. Yeah.
I feel like after the big ol' ape roar, Rosemary's gonna turn back into herself, and she's gonna give 2 of the healing spirit. I have 3 remaining. I'm going to give 2 of them to Levi and 1 of them to me. So
I'm just gonna tunnel my way over like Bugs Bunny. and then pop up out of the snow.
Oh my goodness.
Nice.
Levi, you get 9 HP back.
Sweet. Levi screams and kicks Del Nadre.
Oh my god.
If you can try.
Rosemary's like, oh, hi, Dale. Oh my god. It's like Levi just does a kick.
He's like, oh! He just kicks him. He's like, fuck you, Del!
But in true Bugs Bunny fashion, Dell's bunny just pops up in like out of a different hole.
I was behind you all along.
Fair enough.
Wraps him up in a big, nice bear hug. Tiny bear hug. All right. Well, you guys have defeated the warrior, or the minion of Oral that was sent after you guys. You have a now unmagical, a spent summer star. The artifact seems to have gone into some sort of, like the core of it cracked.
What?
It is unusable.
What happened to it? I just stopped concentrating.
It only had one use in it. Once it is done, it is done.
You know, I gotta say, having met the actual designer of this thing, I'm really not surprised by that.
It can warm up the surrounding like mile once for 5 hours, and then it is gone forever.
Yeah,
We managed to get 15 minutes, maybe.
Hey, it is a 9th level spell that it cast. Despite being one time, that was still pretty significant. It is not... Now, Makritas is probably rolling in his grave. His skeleton just rolled over a little bit after you just so easily dropped the concentration instead of giving...
Skeleton. He was incinerated.
I was gonna say, is it really a 9th level spell? I'm surprised it's an 8th level spell. It feels like a 6th level.
Actually, it might be a 7th level. Let me see. Control.
No, I googled and it says 8th, at least on this webpage. Maybe it's wrong.
Control weather is an 8th level spell. So still, an 8th level spell. It's pretty good.
But it can only change the weather for 8 hours. And only like up or down one peg.
Could you imagine? Yeah, but I let you do a much more than just one peg with the summer star. But could you imagine how it would have been if you would have brought warmth and sunlight to Bryn Shander, if only for a day?
Damn.
Yeah.
Instead, this cabin's gonna be kind of nice.
Well, it
Would have been.
It would have been.
Could have been.
If I didn't get like completely destroyed by
Yeah, Aura will probably continue to send Cold Light Walkers just in case. It's like, no, nobody else will ever make it sunny here. Maybe push the whole cabin into the chasm. Who knows?
Jeez.
Just to be spiteful. All right.
Did we figure out anything about the other visitor, the dude?
The thing. Yeah, Bitte, did you
The
figure
thing.
anything out?
It seems to be a Yeti that Pizza knows of anecdotally. But that's all the information I currently have.
That is all the information that was shared.
If it's a Yeti, can you track it?
Yeah, Beta will go ahead as they're resting and recovering and take a look around the cabin for signs of this errant Yeti.
Yeah. Now remember, the Makritas did mention to you that the Yeti that you're familiar with was shape-shifted, shape-changed, was in the size and whatever of a human, but acted and had all the mannerisms of a Yeti. Something that you picked up on whenever, as Makritas was describing to you. You do pick up on the tracks of this errant Yeti.
Okay. Where do they seem to be leading?
They kind of moved around, just kind of really went around everything. Didn't seem to touch much, or didn't seem to get close to the objects of of power, the Summer Star, or any of the weak area on the floor, or really any of the major objects. I guess it's really the only major object. There's nothing else magical there. But looked around for a while and then left and headed out to the east.
So would that be back towards?
So it would be back towards Caer Konig. But
Konig.
now, Bitte, you would say, well, he's probably not going to Caer Konig. He's probably going back to the mountains. Because off into the east, maybe a little more south, but more east because you still have to go around the lake. That's where you would go if you wanted to go into the spine of the world.
There's a quest over there, isn't there?
There are a lot of quests over there, but in particular, there's one that revolves around the Goliaths having a feud.
Yeah.
Something that Bitte is well aware of, being one of the members of the Goliath clans.
Yeah. So Beta will kind of mull over that information and come back to the group and say, there is something that the Macretus said while we were in the astral plane. It seems there was a human with mannerisms of a Yeti walking around here. The tracks seem to be leading back toward Caer Konig, or the spine of the world. It's probably worth investigating these directions in the near future. Obviously, we have the chest burster and returning these two copper, but it is something for us to keep in mind.
At least it was my thought that the human-shaped Yeti was the one who knew about the Slod egg.
It is, yes. This human-shaped Yeti was who you, the party, scryed upon whenever you were looking for information regarding the chestburster. So, but yeah,
oh,
they're one in the same. This Yeti and the next solution for your chestburster problem.
Well, shit. In that case,
I mean, I don't think copper is going anywhere.
this is true. And worst case scenario, we can. Did he already pay us? Was he going to pay us?
I don't believe I had mentioned any payment for this. Copper wanted you to deliver the furnishings, or the
For the house.
what are they called?
For the cabin.
Yeah, whatever he has. Not the furnishings. I forget what it's called.
It was like supplies.
Yeah, just the supplies.
Provisions.
Provisions. That's what I'm thinking of. Thank you.
We should probably just take those.
So pretty much, yeah. Now, perhaps you could get something from Michonne for helping out Copper, but I don't believe there was ever really anything on the table. Maybe by helping Copper, he will leave, and then Michonne will be happier, and she will give you something because you.
I'm sure we can spin this because we did some nice things for the Dawn Father guy. We can probably play that up a little with her.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
But
we should at least send a letter from Caer Konig if we want to go straight into the spine of the world.
Right. And
so we can send a letter letting them know what's up.
I think we should pursue this, and yes, Rosie, you're right. Send a letter back to Caer Konig saying that we will return with the object to Copper, but informing him of his friend's demise.
Yeah.
So where are the animals? Because if you're going to make a trek towards the spine of the world, most likely you're going to make a trek Bitte, do you see Bitte, or Karsa, do you see Bitte trying to pass through your village since it's kind of on the way?
Um, hmm.
You know,
I mean,
it's a very dangerous road into the spine of the world, even for somebody with your experience. You know the right paths, but nobody else here in the party is really that experienced when it comes to mountain travel. The safer of all the routes is going to be the one that goes towards the Goliath village because those are more well maintained, more wider. They're just well traveled. But getting to the Yeti village is not the same way because the Yetis don't really have to worry much about the same kind of needs when it comes to wandering up mountains.
so you're saying the Yeti Village is the harder route.
It's kind of like you have, you have your distance you have to go from A to Z. If you go to the Goliath village, your distance from A to M is a lot easier, not as daring. Whereas if you go straight to the Yeti village, it's very hard for both the first segment of the travel as well as the second segment of the travel. It is safer to go to
So the Goliath, so the Goliath would be like a midway point.
Exactly. It's not directly on the way, but you can get a lot closer than you are if you just kind of like got to the. If you just took the shortest path, it would be a very dangerous travel for everybody. Bitte would have a pretty easy time, but everyone else would be pretty. I mean, who here can raise their hand for their character and say, "Yes, I have traveled through the spine of the world"?
I mean, I kind of was raised there, but
Well, you were raised on like the lower segments.
yeah, I was raised on like a foothill.
Yeah. So yes, you have some experience, but you have no experience going up to the top, where pretty much where the Yetis are. This is just all to say that you do have you have a long journey ahead of you if you choose to go to the spine of the world. So how you prepare for it should be, and how you want to take it should be thought out.
I think Levi. What time of day is it right now?
Late afternoon.
Okay, I think Levi would definitely recommend staying here for the night. We can make camp. We can prepare everything we need. And Levi would offer to cast, to use part of his traveler's charm to cast Lehman's tiny hut, to get us a safe place to stay for the night. And so we can rest and recuperate, get our feet under us before we go try to track down this human-shaped Yeti, regardless of which path we choose.
Yeah, I think most of our animals are in Caer Konig right now.
They're staying there with the.
Actually, no.
We brought the dogs.
We brought the dogs, but I think the capybaras are there.
Yeah, I suspected so.
Yeah, you're right.
Which probably, like, I should prepay to have someone watch out for them there, because I'm not sure if they're going to be good in the spine of the world.
Yeah, that might be helpful. Yeah, I mean, the Bitte knows the people. You guys have a very good relationship with Caer Konig. You've solved enough for them. They really do like you. So the sisters at the tavern would have the inn would have no issue taking care of your capybara. Neither would the artist, the scout, wouldn't have any issue as a favor to Bitte as well.
Nice.
But making
and
sure
then
you
we can send word to Copper and everyone so they don't think we just like stole their shit and left.
All right. So does that sound like a plan? You guys want to stay here, then go to Caer Konig, and then head out?
Sounds good to me.
I think that makes sense.
All right. So
I suppose this will be a homecoming.
Yeah. All right. So you use Lehman's tiny hut to create a nice, safe place. Do you take turns for watch?
We have the hut.
yeah.
Screw that.
Oh, that's a good point, actually.
Yeah, that's
Nothing
fair.
can come in.
I mean, they can get within 10 feet of you guys and then just wait. But you don't have to. I'm just asking. I'm not really going to be that mean.
The good news is Liamon's tiny hut lasts 8 hours, so...
Right. So you get...
I think...
The moment you close your eyes for a good, healthy 8 hours of sleep, the second you open it up, your protection.
Who's getting 8 hours of sleep? Like, really?
It's not that you're getting 8 hours of sleep. It's that you're getting probably like 5 or 6 hours of sleep and another 2 or 3 hours of rest.
Exactly.
All right, fair enough. So, no issues over the night. You wake up refreshed.
Before we go to sleep,
okay.
I am going to approach Rosemary because I'm pretty sure she's the one who has it. And I'm gonna say, hey, so you've been holding on to that crystal that we found for me, yeah?
Have I? Like the one that we found in the, what's it called? The brain eater dude?
Yes.
No.
Oh,
No?
The one we found in the moose.
The like smooth green stone
Yes.
with a rune on it.
The one that
Moose crystal.
Yeah, the one that was at the Kalistar ruins. You guys took it off of Del Nadre's body after he had kind of like went into a how do I put it? A day nightmare, a walking nightmare.
A vision?
Yeah, and he did scream in the middle of the night with it, I think. Maybe it was without it. Fair enough, but yes, Rosemary does have the screen shard.
Okay.
Oh, I'd like to get that back from you.
Okay. Are you sure it's not gonna, like... Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay. And I will give him the green moose rock.
Thanks.
I'm just watching him as I hand it over to make sure he's not gonna, like, suddenly have a vision and start screaming.
Do I suddenly have a vision and start screaming?
No, you do not.
All right.
However, after 3 steps, you do suddenly have a vision and start screaming. No. There's no issue there.
I feel like you described it as having a hole drilled through it that could.
Yes,
it can be easily
like I want to
put onto a necklace.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna find a bit of string. I think I have string.
Your robot voice is coming back.
Rip.
Yeah, I have string. I'm gonna take a bit of string and I'm going to make a necklace out of it and put that on and put it underneath my shirt.
All right. Your mic Blake is messing up a little bit, but yeah, Del Nadre puts the shard, the sliver of this kind of pale opalescent green, almost like slate, onto a little piece of necklace. Does anybody have a chain around? I want to give Del Nadre a chain, yeah, like a little tiny silver chain.
I imagine Rosemary would have like some strips of leather, but probably not any metal chain.
Oh, who picked up
Vita
that?
has a lot of leather cordage, but is conspicuously lacking in
silver
jewelry.
And jewelry. Who picked up the amulet? Was that you, Bitte?
Yeah, no, Vita's had it wrapped around one of the horns on his helmet.
Sure, okay, yeah. All right. So, yeah, Del Nadre, you have the...
Okay.
Go on.
Just like as we're settling in, Rosemary's gonna like go over to Bitte and is like, "Are we gonna get to meet your family?"
Yes.
Like, I mean, we're stopping through like where you're from, right?
Yes, I think so. It will be good for them to finally meet you. We haven't been back in a while, but I do end up talking about you a good deal while I'm there. Usually.
Do I know anything about your family? Has Bete told Rosemary about his family?
Oh yeah, so Beta about his Goliath family is very outspoken because there are people that love stories. He's told you the story of his father's death probably 17 times. He loves the story. Um, um,
And I love it.
it's Vita's favorite bedtime story. Let me tell you
Favorite
about the
bedtime story.
time-
Have I told you how his dad died?
yeah, for real though, because because his father is like his father died during like a like like a sports movie like one of the big like Remember the Titans type sports events for goat ball. But he won it by like doing a header with the goat ball to win. But a goat ball is like a medicine ball, only heavier, and it like broke his neck. So
He died a hero, doing what he loved.
yeah, so he had a buzzer beater header with a goat ball, and is still talked about to this day in the town as like the greatest goat baller of all time. What a fucking way to go! And Vita is like so proud. Is yeah, so awesome that he
I
did
love
that.
that so much.
That's fabulous.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he's told that story a lot. He talks about his moms. He talks about he's got I think he's got 7 siblings. Yeah, I think he's like a middle child out of 8,
Yeah.
as I recall.
Bum, bum, bum. Yeah. Fun fact
Rosemary is like
about
big hype to meet all of them.
yeah.
Because like she's just been like imagining what they must be like from his stories since she was a kid, but she's never actually like been there to visit.
Fun fact about goat ball: every goat ball, like the ball they use, is made from one goat. They use
Hence the name.
they use every part of the goat, so they can range sometimes in weight, as well as like softness and suppleness of the skin. Um, but they effectively just kind of take apart a goat and then put it back together again, but in ball form.
Someone tried
Does
to
that
come in and
include
regulate it.
muscle?
They do drain it of all the blood and kind of dry it out to make it a lot more shorter and denser in terms. But it effectively is
So,
if a goat weighs 200 pounds, then that goat ball weighs 200 pounds. Well,
okay, first off, what the fuck goat is this? Secondly,
the goat obviously wouldn't be weigh 200 pounds, but you know.
so it's basically like a ball of jerky,
Technically,
almost.
a goat can weigh up to 310 pounds according to Google.
Good.
Okay, but is that like a mountain goat? Like this? Well, actually, these goats are probably mountain goats anyway. So,
44 to
goddamn.
310 pounds. So let's go with like, yeah, you're chunking around like a 60-pound ball, maybe 75 pounds. Maybe they choose like the youngest goat, and that's the goat that gets
Yeah.
murdered.
Yeah,
Well,
mountain
if we
goats are bigger.
Ballified.
yeah, if we assume like if we assume the ratio of like water within the body of all mammals to be relatively consistent, a 300 pound goat would probably be like 90 pounds after you took out all the water.
Yeah, which is still significant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, 100 pound medicine ball to the head.
That would definitely snap a neck.
That'll do her.
That's the end of that Goliath. All right.
Yeah, which like dying old is almost like a badge of shame for a Goliath. So dying epic is like the thing.
Yeah. All right. We're going to go ahead and take a break real quick here for about 10 to 15 minutes. I'm going to step away so our players can do whatever they need to do, get some water, get some drinks, crack open a beer, what have you.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
And we are going to resume real quick back at approximately 7:20, 7:25 Central Time. So I'm going to put the stream on the just starting soon. Y'all are going to have this wonderful loop of our theme song, and then we are going to get right back into it.
Sounds good.
Rough draft, Everybody's a Mimic theme song, Rime of the Frostmaiden. Take one. You wouldn't forget. It's cold on the mountain tonight. Yes, it's cold on the mountain tonight. And we need someone to save us. We need someone who's ready for a fight. Onward through the blizzard they do ride. Onward through the blizzard they do ride. With bread and butter and faithful hounds beside. The faithful folks of 10 towns they defend, and the rotten folks of 10 towns they offend. With flaming sword and staff and dart they'll pierce the veil, strike at the heart of the rill. Forces they do not know they are heard. The forces they do not know they are watched. All the lonesome cry of forgotten beasts will save us all or be a feast for winter. Okay. Yeah, that's a good starting place. Rough draft, Everybody's a Mimic theme song, Rime of the Frostmaiden. Take one. You wouldn't forget. It's cold on the mountain tonight. Yes, it's cold on the mountain tonight. And we need someone to save us. We need someone who's ready for a fight. Onward through the blizzard they do ride. Onward through the blizzard they do ride. With bread and butter and faithful hounds beside. The faithful folks of 10 towns they defend, and the rotten folks of 10 towns they offend. With flaming sword and staff and dart they'll pierce the veil, strike at the heart of the rill. Voices they do not know they are heard. Forces they do not know they are watched. All the lonesome cry of forgotten beasts will save us all or be a feast for winter.
All right. Let's get back to it.
Hello.
Hello again. Hello again.
Hello.
All right. Good. Everyone seems to be good. We have.
Hello again. Hello.
All right.
It's good to need you so.
Well, we already listened to you sing, Carson, so we don't need to listen to you sing anymore.
He needs to sing us the song of his people.
Is Blake back?
Yeah, I'm here.
For a couple weeks.
Okay.
For like 2 weeks.
For like 2 weeks, though.
For like 2 weeks.
For like 2
For like
weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay, so before we left, Bitte was sharing with Rosemary some of the stories of his people. And so just to kind of go over the table with everyone else. So Bitte, you feel free, like any kind of like feeling you have of the feud between the two tribes, you would have shared that kind of knowledge with Rosemary, since this is a very long-going feud. Now, Levi and Del Nadre are more likely to just assume that there's a feud and they don't really know much about it. However, you can always tell them what your side of the feud is about, Bitte, and inform that right now. So, but outside of that, everyone is aware that there are two different tribes, at least two major tribes, of Goliaths in Icewind Dale, and they are feuding. And they don't like each other.
Started as like they used to be friends, and then like one auntie stole another auntie's recipe and won like a Goliath baking contest with it, and then didn't give her credit, and then now they're just like mortal enemies. There was like
300 years of war.
There was a goat ball cheating scandal.
It was more, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Corey. It's more that a dragon stole a child and they refused to help.
That is wrong.
Shit. I have not been back in a while.
So Bitte, from the Wormdune Crag side of things, Tribe Dunkalagai recalls many times, some time ago, there was a goat ball match, and during the match, one of Sky Tower, one of the Sky Tower Goliaths. Right, here we go. Let's start this again. Some time ago, one of the Wormdune Crag's children threw a ball that ended up a bit too close to some griffins, and the griffin attacked. And then, for some time after, the griffin continued to haunt Wormdune Crag, its thirst for blood not having been quenched, and then they were forced to kill it, and that is when Sky Tower was very upset, and they have not spoken since.
Are griffins like a sacred animal to them, or is it just like those are our griffins?
Yeah, they tame griffins. They are higher up on the mountain than Wormdune Crag Goliaths are, so they have a very close relationship with griffins.
Okay.
And so yeah, it's kind of like it's they're the animal, they're people. They believe the Wormdune Crag killed them, and they have not spoken since. And that's how the Wormdune Crag Goliaths tell it.
Yeah.
Now
Vita's rival is a Goliath from the Sky Tower clan named Griffin Maiden.
Griffin Maiden.
Oh god. Oh my god.
Hold on. Hey, are we live?
We are live, yeah.
Rip.
So submit your fan art now, kids.
Yeah. So, but also, Del Nadri, now when you got the glass shard or the slate shard from Rosemary, you put it on a necklace, you put it on your neck, and you fell asleep?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. And you had one of the most pleasant nights of sleep you've had in how long? Forever, perhaps?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, if it's pleasant, then right. All right. So, if there's nothing else to ask questions before you guys wake up in the morning, fresh, refreshed, safely protected as you guys get your gear ready, and then you make it again. Get back on the trail, heading back to Caer Konig. Correct?
I think that's the plan, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So
I imagine at least Rosemary's main priority right now is to try to help Levi. So I'm imagining at least that's her main priority. So going to Caer Konig and then following the trail seems like the way to do that, at least in her mind.
Yeah. So you guys make
With the contraption broken, would you like to simply send it along with the letter?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's smart.
That way we have one less crazy thing in our possession. And
Yeah. We can say it worked really well
along.
for 15 minutes and then it died.
Okay. So you write in a letter describing what you did, or do you just write in a letter saying, like, how in depth are you informing Copper of what you guys did when you were there at the Black Cabin?
Gonna say that Rosemary at least tried to put a positive spin on it of we followed his notes, it was beautiful, the Dawnfather was there, it's great, but also she was unconscious for 90% of that, so that's not actually her call to tell the story.
Okay.
Yeah. Beta will make sure there's a part about I'm not a religious person, but I felt the light of Lathander come in greeting to your friend. Rest assured that, all's good in his cosmological outlook.
Okay. All right. And you guys
religion-wise, his soul is handled.
And you guys send it back to Copper or Mishan with attention to Copper?
Probably both of them. To whom it may concern at the temple, just in case she kicked him out.
Okay. So you send it back to the temple, and that way it'll get into the hands of who it needs to get into. All right. Well, that means you guys are back on the road. It's a very easy trek back to Caer Konig. It's only 4 miles across the tundra, and it's a trek was fresh in your mind from yesterday. So we're not going to make you roll for anything, and you make your way back to Caer Konig. Now, do you want to just kind of get right back on the road and take advantage? I would say with only being 4 miles, you're going to have we probably got to Caer Konig fairly early in the morning. Early enough to say that if you were really making time or trying to make time to leave in the same day, you could get everything you needed to do by noon, have a nice hot meal, and then head on out. Or would you like to take some more time there?
Rosemary would like to find somewhere to board the capybaras while we are going mountain climbing. The dogs, are we taking the dogs with us? I imagine they'd make travel across the tundra easier, but are they going to be okay in the mountains?
Ooh. Even though the trek into and up to Wormdoom Crag is fairly, it's not relatively safe, but it's safer than most mountain travels. It is not the best place for a sled. That doesn't mean the dogs couldn't come, but there's not a There's nothing out there besides the Goliaths. So there's no way for you guys just to leave it when you're going up. You would be abandoning the dogs to come back for them.
Yeah, no. Not gonna leave
So
the dogs out in the wilderness then.
So we should board the dogs.
Yeah. If we can't take them all the
Peter
way, like
will-
if we have to leave them at any point, I'm not doing that.
I imagine there was that adventuring shop that offered to rent us dogs for that first adventure.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine probably we'd be able to pay that guy to look after them while we're gone.
Yeah. He would either...
Yeah, be like, hey, you can rent these out to people while we're away if you feed them.
Yeah, he would actually... So he has two offers to you. You can pay for him to house your dogs. He will house all of them together for a price of 1 gold per day. You know, it's just a couple of silver per day that he has to take care of them. And he's not making any money off of them. They're just going to be pampered. We'll stay inside the shop most days. We'll go with him. He will take care of them. Or, for free, he will rent them out, still enforcing normal rules. He will follow up on anybody who does any harm to them, but he still just kind of sees them as sled dogs. And he will not charge you, but will instead pass along some proceeds, and that for as many, he'll pay you 1 gold per trek they go on.
That seems valid. I mean, I trust that he vets whoever rents them out.
Bitte, roll your insight on this. You know the man better than anybody else.
Yes. Well, the thing about him is he is a trustworthy.
He looks at them like a tool, like a resource. They're not friends like they are with each of you. He never names his sled dogs.
But he also wouldn't
But
he wouldn't give a hammer to someone who's going to break it. Like he wouldn't risk losing a resource.
Yes, he wouldn't
foolishly.
unnecessarily. Yes, that's true. He's not wasteful. He's not just going to rent sled dogs to every man who comes through. But he will rent to those.
Peter will be like, no exploration excursions and no adventurers, please and thank you.
Yeah.
Short haul and long haul trucking only.
Pretty much, yeah. You could definitely have talked him into saying, we will only utilize your dogs on travel that goes between 10 towns and nowhere else.
Yeah, that works. Does this deal include the capybaras?
No, capybaras are not use a resource, so you will have to find somebody else to take care of them. He will do the same fee, so it'd be 7 gold and 7 silver and 50 copper per day for housing the capybaras, or you can find somebody else in town who might want to take care of them.
Vita will go to the sisters at the North Light, at the Northern Light, whatever it's called.
Yep.
And he'll see if they would be willing to take them on.
They would. In fact, they're ecstatic because they've always wanted a pet, but have never been able to get something that was nice and fluffy. And even though the capybaras have a bit coarser fur, they still have that lovable and loaf of bread personality.
They're very
It's like
sweet.
their whole body is like a really nice mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're very sweet. They love being pet just behind the ears. They're super chill. You can probably I don't know if you've ever heard of a cat cafe, but it could be a potential selling point if you want.
Yeah.
Capybara Cafe.
Capybara Cafe. They both kind of look at each other and their eyes just explode. And they take him in without any issue. They don't ask for any money. They don't ask for anything. They know they'll be able to feed them with any scraps of food they have left from the kitchen. So they are...
Now, I think you should know that they do have some dietary restrictions. This one only eats bread. And this one only eats butter. And this one only eats jam.
Technically, Jam is the sled dog, so this one only eats croissants, which is a mix of bread and butter. It's okay. You can give him buttered toast. He can't tell the difference.
Wait, is that true? You're only feeding them.
Heart of gold.
You're only feeding them. You're only feeding butter. Like
No, bread
nothing
eats
with like
butter.
an actual.
Butter eats bread.
Yeah, Beta
That's
has
still
also
bad.
been.
They're
Beta
carnivorous.
has also been secretly foraging stuff and like giving them all kinds of tubers and shit.
Is a capybara carnivorous?
They're an omnivore.
I don't know.
I imagine they're an omnivore.
Really? Really? I didn't
would
think about
feel
that.
like they
I guess
would
most
eat
rodents
bugs.
are.
They're herbivores.
Oh, okay.
And eat vegetation. So
Okay.
I imagine she's been giving them like bread scraps, but they've also just been like eating as we go. Like they'll forage.
You can only treat this one with a stick of butter. That's the only treat it will accept. So, you guys secure your animals within Care Koenig. You stock up on supplies.
Yes.
Yeah, smart.
Anything in particular you would like to make sure you all have? Does everyone have a climbing
Uh,
set? Or Bitte,
I-
you should take the lead here.
Yeah, I believe. Actually, didn't we specifically buy like 2 climbing sets? Was that what we did?
You found 2 climbing kits from, believe, when you were
We
in Care
found 2 climbing kits.
Koenig with the
Probably get
Beauregard.
2 more, so everyone has 1.
Yeah.
We all have cold weather gear, but should we get like crampons? Is that included in cold weather gear?
Yeah, I think that's part of the climbing kit.
Okay.
Unless I'm mistaken. Between climbing kit and cold weather gear, there should be some crampons.
So 2 climbing kits. Do we need to specify that we stock up on rations?
You should buy some
mean,
rations. Well, it depends. I mean, so it's a pretty long journey. You know, you guys on across the tundra making good time will make 8 miles in a day. 4 miles in a day if you travel by snowshoes.
Overland?
Overland. Well, yeah. You make a half a mile an hour. So, and let me reveal on the map where Wormdoon Crag is.
I have a couple things for that can feed us. That being like create water, purify food. I have like locate animals or plants which I can use to find edible plants.
So the,
And
Beta
or like animals to hunt.
Beta also naturally forages as they're going along. Part of his ranger
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. I also have Good Berry, which technically gives us like all nutrition that you need for a day.
Mm-hmm.
so it's gonna
Like
take,
it might not be like satisfying to be on an empty stomach, but like you won't die of starvation.
so
I thought it specifically did make you feel satisfied.
Did it? Let me see.
I thought so.
So your travel overland to get to Wormdoon Crag is going to be 30 miles overland and 4 miles mountain travel. So with
Sorry, what was that?
You have 30 miles overland for your travel between Care Koenig, and as you can see on the map there, the little section down here where our Wormdoon Crag is. So right around here, you kind of follow this river basically.
Yeah.
When you get out there, well, you kind of Bitty will mark the travel, but still, it's as the crow flies 30 miles. Now we'll you guys will make your way as you draw it and stuff like that. But you have 30 miles, and that's going to take you a minimum of 15 days to get there without sled dogs.
8 days?
15.
Oh
Would it
God, do we have
be-
that time?
Because Beta doesn't suffer from difficult terrain, would that be decreased at all?
Well, unfortunately, just because you don't suffer from it doesn't mean that the party doesn't either. So like while you're gonna help them find the fastest way possible to get to Wormdune Crag, and you'll be able to allow and probably give some more advantage or give assistance when it.
Difficult terrain doesn't slow your group's travel.
Okay.
Oh,
Well then,
nice.
sir.
That was super loud and clear. So you leaned into the mic to be like, well, actually.
Well, actually.
Oh, did I? I changed position. I didn't know it would be so powerful.
So no, it doesn't mention anywhere that there's difficult terrain between here and there. Overland travel is now. It will help out with.
I assume that was kind of the implication of it being like the tundra and whatnot. Of it taking an hour to go a half mile.
Hey, Corey,
Yes.
just really quick. Have you been keeping track of like the days that go by and how long it's been since we have formed as a party?
We were. Is this in particular? Is this in reference to your chest burster?
Yes.
So, do you happen to know the last time that you updated the little number that you have on your thing where it says 17 days have transpired, 43 days left?
Because that was in my bio, right?
Yeah, it's in your bio. So I'm wondering when that is, because we are about, by Blake's standard, by what Blake had said, about 17 days out from the Speakers Council. And no, I want to say that was about a midway point for there, but I don't know when. So like if you're 17 days out, 43 days until it happens was the very beginning, like that was your number from in the very beginning.
It wasn't the very beginning, because I see that I updated when we leveled up to level 3, but not to level 4.
Okay, so then most likely another 5 days. You guys don't really you outside of our travel time, you never really stay in a place for very long. You know,
Yeah.
not like we really haven't had like a waiting around time since we've been in Goodmead, where we took a week to just sit. Like once you're done with Lonelywood, you just left. When you were done with Tourmaline, you left. So outside of what you've been doing, you know, if that 17 days pass was your most recent, I would then tack on another 10 day to it.
Oh. Yeah, so it's probably been that's what I was thinking, like 20, somewhere between 27 and 28.
Yeah.
So I'll just put 27 days, and which means I've got about 30 days left.
30 days.
That's what, you know what? I'll just say we're right in the middle. So it's been 30 days. I've got 30 days left.
Okay, there we go. So effectively right now we have 30 days before his chest burster is becoming
Plus or minus 5 days or so.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
you know there's still some time.
Not an exact science.
Yeah, there. The Yeti village is still higher in the mountains. It's pretty significant. You know, your Yeti area, your Yeti is going to be somewhere in this, like, it's beyond Sky Tower shelter.
So it's
Yeah.
about, you said 17 days, or the 17 days is for the Speakers Council. It'll take about, you said 15 to get here?
Yeah.
Alright, so we're definitely gonna miss the Speakers Council, so I don't know if, Dale, if you want to, like, send a letter to Goodmead while we're here.
Yeah,
And just
maybe
let 'em
you
know.
Maybe you can petition that they try to.
I feel like we need to double check like exactly how long the Speakers Council is away.
Yeah.
I feel
'Cause-
like
It changed a little bit,
Okay.
I think.
Let me look here.
I thought, at least, I thought the Speakers Council was gonna happen before, Levi's chest burster, but I might be
Yes,
wrong on that.
It definitely will. I
do we
think.
perhaps need to make sure that we do that first?
I mean, if we wait 17 days to do that, then it's literally gonna, like, burst as soon as we get to Wormdune Crag.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So my thought is we're gonna be like 15 days away from like anything
But
once we get into the mountains. So we're not going to be able to come back until after the speakers council, because there's no way unless we teleport, unless someone is very kind to us and there's a tree in there and we get like tree strided. We're not going to make it to Goodmead. Someone has a 6th level spell they want to spend on us.
Yeah,
I think Levi at this point would just stop the conversation and just turn to everybody and be like, this is clearly more of a hassle than it needs to be. I do not wish to take Dell away from 10 towns when he's needed as speaker. I do not wish to force you to travel all this way through the snow for me.
What are you talking about? I don't need to be at that council. I'll just send Granny Olivessa.
Yeah, I mean, Olivessa's already offered. We're not going to let you, like, die, man. If there's something we can do about it, we're going to help you. We've committed here. We just want to make sure that, like, this is an actual relevant lead, because we don't want to take you out in the middle of nowhere for, like, chasing, like, nothing. Chasing shadows. We just want to make sure that this is the best option for you.
Not to sound doom and gloom, but perhaps taking me in the middle of nowhere is probably best.
Okay, stop that.
Well, there's that.
You
then,
are
but
a real
we're still
empty kind of fellow.
I'm gonna throw a snowball at Levi.
we still got 30 days. So until day 29.9, we're fighting this.
So I can confirm that on the notes for session 14, which is when we were in, that was the ambush at the Tourmaline, outside of Tourmaline. That was 21 days out. So you spent about a day in Tourmaline. You spent a day of travel to Bryn Shander. You spent another day in Bryn Shander, so we are at 3. You spent another day of travel to get to Black Cabin. Spent a day back, combining both at Black Cabin and back to Karakonig. So on the morning you were leaving from Karakonig, it is...
There are 16 days left.
16 days until the Speakers Council.
Okay.
16 days until the Speakers Council. Okay, but we still have 30 days on the Chestburster.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we should still definitely, like, leave now, because it's going to take us time to get from Wormdom Crag to get to the Yeti Village.
Wait, is it a 15-day round trip, or is it 15 days there, 15 days back?
It is 15
Second
days.
one.
Now, if you got dog sleds, you could get there faster.
But then what, we
To
just
abandon
climb the
dogs.
mountains and we just leave the dogs in the middle of nowhere?
I mean,
Oh, I have an idea.
What's up?
What if we hire someone to come with us
And drop
and
us off?
then take the dogs back?
yeah. Hell, you could hire artists.
We could do that. So then that'll at least get us to the foothills quicker, and then we can go through the mountains. And then, I mean, Rosemary will offer, if the Yeti Village doesn't end up working out, maybe there's a druid in my hometown, which is like, it would still be a hike, but potentially we could get down to the foothills and like go around the mountain to get to my home, and maybe someone there would know something.
Look, if we make it to the Speakers Council, that's great. If we don't, who cares?
Yeah.
The only priority to worry about is saving Levi's life at this point.
Yeah.
So, that being
Agreed.
said, the faster we can get there in case this doesn't pan out and we need more time, I think that's best.
Mhm.
So I think Bite's idea is really good.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, how much do you
We can
think
also
hiring
send
somebody
a-
would cost?
I mean, if we use our dogs and then just have him bring them back.
Yeah. What was his price? Was it like a gold a day when he offered to guide us last time? The
Pretty
dwarf?
much, yeah. So if you brought him along where he was taking care of the stuff, it'd be very similar. He would count the amount you're paying the dogs as part of his payment for his guide services, because he would Yeah, so it would be. I mean, if
So
we're-
he can take us there and then come back and then rent the dogs out while we're in the mountains, and then we'll come back and get the dogs later.
pretty much.
Cool. I'm down with that plan.
Okay.
Be willing to make that 30-mile journey there and 30-mile journey back just for the cost of us letting him use the dogs?
The on the trail back when he's out with your dogs, he would charge you for taking care of them, so he would still make some money.
Okay.
I'm down with that.
So basically, like, you pay him your guide service when he's with you, and then on his travel back, and then he sells the dogs to try to recoup some of the cost. And
Okay.
so
So how much money is he gonna want up front?
up front,
Because Levi's gonna pay it.
okay, up front, you know, you're looking at 30 miles. He makes a mile an hour with the dog sleds. So let's see, if it's 32, it's 4 days, 4 gold, so 8 gold.
Okay.
That's nothing.
Levi pays him up front.
All right. So yes, 8 gold just to drop you out and back. Okay.
Yeah, if that can shave like 11 days off of the journey, we're absolutely doing
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Okay, so I definitely misjudged the time there in the first time, though. I'm sorry. So you make 4. Oh God. So you make 4 miles a day on your own. So travel up to Wormdew Crag would have been
8 days and change.
8 days, so not 15. Still, you're still cutting your time in half with the dog sleds.
Yeah, but for 8 gold, it's worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I do apologize for that. 15 did sound. I was like, wait, what? That doesn't seem right. Because that would just be like, that's a lot of time to spend traveling out there.
That's why I was like, 15 round trip or
Yeah. So it is 15. We'll go with 16 miles round trip for Artis. Well, it's not actually Artis that does it. It's Jathartha, who is the younger scout that's there, and he makes it with you guys. All right. So you guys have gotten you've each gotten a climbing kit. Check.
Yeah.
You've
How much do those cost? Do we need to worry about that?
Yes.
I think they're 5 gold.
point out we have 50 gold in the sled fund from the
Okay.
tourmaline job.
Each climber's kit is 25 gold. So with that 15
So if
gold,
we're making party funds, I mean, if we want to use that for the
climbing
for
kits.
paying
Yeah, we
jar.
So the climbing kits
Okay.
will take up your 50 gold there because they are 25 gold each.
Yeah. No, Levi will pay for the guide services out of his pocket because this
Okay.
is we're only doing this
Yeah.
for him. So
Yeah,
we
let's,
can pay for the climbing kits out of the
Out of the party,
Out of
the
the
tourmaline
fund.
job.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna take that out of here and put into.
Okay.
oh, and because I did put it on the sled list, but then didn't say anything because we kind of got in the middle of saying stuff. Since we camped out at the cabin, I mean, as part of that in the morning, we took all of that wine,
Yeah.
that fancy wine that we found in that back storeroom.
Nice.
And I want to see if I can sell that to the speaker.
Oh, okay.
That's a smart move.
Nice. Wow, this is some fancy. This is some fancy stuff right here. How much you looking for it? How much you want? Come on, it's frozen too. Wait, is wine still good after it's done being frozen?
Yes, it's absolutely still good after it's done being barley. You do recognize the vintage here. Deseret Valley, yes? You know what that means?
No, I can't say that I do.
Oh, well, then the sale is probably wasted on you.
Wait, so that
This is some of the finest wine that you can buy north of Waterdeep.
okay. All right. Okay, so this is good.
Barrels like this usually don't go say less than 25 gold, but considering the condition and bulk sale for a friend, I'll give you all four 50 gold.
50 gold? 50 gold? But it's 4
We're
barrels.
talking 4 full barrels of wine here, my friend.
How about 10 gold a barrel? 40 gold.
I am already cutting this down so much for you. You don't get that. You don't. I can't even explain to you how good of a deal this is. It's 4 casks of Desserin Valley.
But
Levi takes his shirt off and shows the bruises on his back and his shoulders, and he says, "You do not want to know what we went through to get these fucking barrels."
Also, technically, a bottle of fine wine is 10 gold pieces.
yeah. It's true. However, this the Dragonborn kind of just he's ponders on it.
I don't know anything about wine prices. I deal in textiles.
I was Googling, and according to Reddit, a barrel of wine should be 5,000 gold pieces.
What?
If you go by volume and have the 10 gold pieces a bottle price.
So
All right, so these barrels usually go for 5,000 gold.
I don't.
But granted, the highest rated comment was like, "Oh, it's about 100 gold."
Yeah.
But that's up to y'all.
I can't imagine Macretus
Has 5,000 gold.
having 20,000 gold of wine just as there. Chose the Black Cabin as his place of
Nah.
of debate. Now that being said, Dragonborn doesn't really know much about fine wine, but he does have he kind of like thinks about it, ponders it, and he looks up. And you can see he has a smirk on his face, and he addresses Delnadri. He's like, "Well, what are you gonna do if you don't sell it to me? You just gonna keep these barrels sitting around here? Who's gonna watch over them for you?"
Oh, yeah, I've got Artis over at the whatever the thing is called.
Oh, good old
He's already watching a lot of our stuff. He'll just hold them for me.
good old buddy Artis. He's just gonna watch your stuff for me. You know there is a watching fee, right? It's pretty significant. I think in total.
You know, Artis's rates are actually quite reasonable. And you know, now that you mention it, holding them and then being able to transport them down to a seller who could actually would appreciate this and could give me a proper value, because to be honest, and I just vaguely gesture around at the town as if to say, you ain't got no money. I'm honestly better off. I'm going to make a lot more money if I just take the sale. You know, thanks. Actually, I'm kind of glad you talked me out of this.
Hey, okay, wait. Okay, fine. Deals. 50 gold. 55 gold. 55 gold.
55 gold.
He walks up and he shakes your hand and just he opens the barrel and starts to like slowly scrape some off with his fingernail, and he puts it on his
He's just
tongue.
gonna make like snow cones.
Yeah, he makes it a wine snow cone. He like just in the palm of his hands and just starts like licking it. And he's just like,
Real talk, that's probably amazing.
"Oh, that is amazing. It truly is. He, although he may have been taken for a ride here, he is still."
Clearly, I got taken for a ride.
He is still.
And that, my friend, is what we call a daiquiri.
Yeah.
You literally sold them for like 12 gold apiece. You could have sold a bottle of it for that.
Yeah, getting the guy to just ship them down to the rest of 10 towns on commission probably would have been a substantially better.
Yeah, but this way we get to offload.
Gold.
It is a very
we got free climbing kits out of random wine that we found in a cabin.
It's true. You
That's
know,
fair.
We're not looking to break the game's economy just yet. Let's be kind to our dungeon master.
Yeah, Beta doesn't care. Beta's not a materialistic person, but Carson's like, man.
Now, just think of the stories he will tell you whenever he starts spreading around that he got 4 barrels of alcohol from the speaker of Good Meat, who already knows knows the price of barrels of alcohol, and it's just like, man, this is like, you know, this is good shit, and he likes the Good Meat, and Good Meat's barrels are pretty expensive too.
Beta go like
that's also.
This is probably a good moment to remember the generosity of the speaker of Good Meat for the upcoming speaker conference. will unfortunately not be able to attend due to a humanitarian mission.
Oh,
Might be worth taking that
he
into
turns.
account.
He turns to Del Nadre. You're not gonna be there? Ooh, first council, and you're not gonna be there? Ooh.
I'm planning to make it back. We just have some important business we have to take care of.
Darn. I have some pretty good swing in the council. I could have definitely talked some of the other towns into slowing things down for you. Had you had given away these barrels with the generosity of your kind heart.
Wince.
But it's okay.
That's
still
yeah.
throw in a
Honestly,
good
that's
word.
fine. We'll be back in plenty of time.
I'm sure Graniola Vesta, in her old age, will know how to carry on the future of Goodmead in your vision. Did you know last year she got pretty wild.
Granny.
Yeah, granted, Granny wasn't the speaker last year, so wasn't really much of an issue. I could only imagine what it'll be like this time.
Noted. All right. I'm going to send a letter back to Goodmead saying that I have important business I need to take care of on the off chance that nobody hears from me before, a reasonable amount of time, like 2 or 3 days before the Speaker's Council. The Shrine Maiden should plan to go in my stead as my representative.
Fair enough. All right.
And then I'm also going to send a letter back to my dad and Neverwinter and just say, hey, I'm probably going to be out of pocket for a little bit. I'm chasing down a lead, going to be, out of, off in the tundra for a little bit. Weather's getting pretty bad up here, just got to say. So you might not hear from me in a little bit. Don't worry, it's fine.
Oh.
Love, D.
Love D. Excellent. All right. Well, if there's nothing else left to do before we head on out across the tundra, let us get started with it. Let me make sure I have the notes here on tundra travel ready and easily.
I'm putting together a playlist for our road trip.
He's like writing down songs that he remembers so he can sing them. All right. So, along with Bitte...
Snow blowing on the wind is the original white noise.
It's the white out noise.
With both Bitte and Jarthra guiding you guys across the tundra, your wilderness encounters are already going to be on the lower end. Both of these excellent guides giving you, lending your experience to the group. However, given that it is going to take a couple of days, we're going to make you roll twice on the wilderness encounter table. So, who would like to roll a 1d8?
I'll do it.
Okay, and who would like to roll the next 1d8?
Do it.
Boop.
I'll take the second one.
Okay.
Double
Fives.
fives. Simpatico.
They're in sync.
Okay.
Watch that be the worst one.
I need you both.
Baby, bye, bye, bye.
I need you both to roll.
Turns out both of those are Rimmeraz.
Another. Each of you roll another 1d4.
1.
I just want to say, I'm gonna buy some rations before we leave.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say I buy.
Oh yeah, I think we decided to do that.
Yeah. It says the Goodberry, it gives you like the nutrients, but it doesn't say it satisfies you. Berry provides enough nourishment to sustain a creature for 1 day. So that's I have that as a first level.
Like while we're traveling, I guess we'll assume we're planning for like Goodberry and foraging, but I just want to have some rations in case we need to preserve spell slots or something like that.
Yeah,
for sure.
All right.
I'm just saying I bought 6 to put me back up to 10.
So let's do this. So y'all rolled pretty crappily. Okay. So.
So did you, so that's fine.
I think they should negate.
Let me see. So it is.
Grand scheme of things, you rolled worse. They at least both rolled above, 50%.
It's true.
Yeah,
It's
Corey,
true.
you idiot.
Saying before we start throwing insults around.
All right. Well, it's gonna be a fun.
Before he destroys us.
It's gonna be a fun time on our way to Wormdoom.
He's like, fine, screw it, ancient white dragon.
So you guys begin your trek along, the first part of your journey. And I'm just gonna throw everybody off to the side except for Bitte. Bitte, you will control the path of the character here. You guys have to make your way up, and by the end of the first day, you've crossed into the very end of the lake, trying to make sure you do not risk going over any weak ice that would cause you to tumble into the frozen waters. And then you start to make your way along the south side of the Lost Spire of Netheril. Sorry, the giant mountain that's off to the side. It is definitely not what I just said it was.
I'm curious where that even came from. Like, what campaign are you playing?
This one. this one. Yeah. So, anyways, going south of this other slightly larger mountain, you make camp for the night, and it is in the middle of the
Which
night.
we immediately go and start digging on.
Digging?
I was joking since he said it was something. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Oh, you go.
Like, I refuse to elaborate.
So you guys make camp, and you are greeted on the outskirts of your camp by a mountain goat, along with a walrus.
What?
And 2 reindeer.
Hey, that's cool.
Where did the walrus come from?
So they stay to the very edge. They're almost like silhouettes. But at times, if you guys, everybody in the party had made any attempts to go out and try to get closer to them, you would have been able to get a little bit more before they kind of retreated. They keep their distance. Do you guys try to interact with them anymore, other than just kind of keep an eye on them?
I've never seen a walrus before. This is amazing.
Trying to figure out where it came from. It might have been in Loch Denishire. The oceans aren't all the way over here.
There's a Disney Pixar movie behind this, and I want to see it.
Rosemary will do her her speech of the woods to just like call out to them and be like, "Just passing through. We're no threat to you. We'll keep our distance if you do."
Dell will just make kissy noises at them like he's trying to get a cat to approach.
Okay.
Beta will help with that because he can also speak with it.
The kissy noises or the...
So, as you guys speak with the animals that are at the edge, Bitte, you get just this general feeling of anger, loathing, hatred. Whereas, Rosemary, you get a bit more succinct, if not tidbits, because you speak to them. Do they speak back in their general? You're not speaking a language to them, right? You're just speaking to them.
I gain the ability to decipher their noises and motions.
Gotcha.
Most beasts lack intelligence to convey or understand sophisticated concepts, but a friendly beast could relay what it has seen and heard in recent past. Yeah. So I can understand the gist.
Okay. Well, you didn't really need to understand the gist because one of them kind of comes out. Sorry, let me just double check real quick.
Oh, and we've had a long rest, right?
Oh yeah, we took a long rest at the
Yes.
cabin.
We did.
Yeah.
And communicate with beasts, the kindred spirit, their sounds and gestures. You can communicate, and you can read its basic mood and its intent. Okay, You learned its okay. So I was right. You learned of its emotional nature, and as Rosemary speaks out to the beasts and kind of making mountain goat noses or wailing like a walrus, the mountain goat kind of just speaks back in common, this like very goaty common. It's just like, "You won't survive the tundra." And
It's the same.
And will then
There was a. Sorry, good.
Yeah. So then the animals will kind of just like after communicating that to you, will disappear into the night.
Vito will spend a minute trying to discern whether they were monstrosities.
They were
Just slowly turn towards Rosemary and just be like, I think I understood that goat.
Oh, I think you can speak goat.
My mind is opening with the I'm attuning to this crystal, and it's enhancing my brain.
Wow, that moose crystal is incredible. I think it
Quick,
allowed you to
say something in capybara.
Hello. I say in common.
That was a greeting.
I think you're getting good at this.
Levi just is standing in the corner, just like with the most confused look on his face, and he's like, "Are you done making animal noises at each other?"
Doesn't understand. Now we have a code language. We can talk bad about him, and he won't even know.
Ooh, yeah. So you I would have to say though, given your interaction before, does this ring any bells with?
Yeah, Rosemary. There was like a wolf that spoke in Druidic that was following us to the Black Cabin.
There were also, weren't there the other awakened animals that that the druid had sent out into the thing that hadn't really borne fruit?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perhaps.
I think a reindeer was definitely one of them. I don't know about a goat or a walrus.
You did kill the. Well, you killed the moose. So
We killed the moose, but that was a moose, not a reindeer.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, no, the shrub mentioned a reindeer.
All right. So on the second day, you guys wake up. You make your way out, and another 10 miles on the road for that day brings you out to this other. Just before you guys get ready to cross over onto the other, across this river.
How are we traveling? Like, we've got dog sleds. Do we all have our own sleds?
I want to say there's.
I think we've got 2 sleds.
Yeah, you're kind of split between. Maybe there's a third sled. Maybe Jarthra has a sled, and then Bitte and Dale are on one, or Bitte and Rosemary on one, Levi and Dale on the other. But
I would love to just get tidbits of conversation from the Levi and Dell sled.
I feel like weight distribution wise, it might be smarter to have Rosemary and Bitte on separate sleds, but also the drama of Levi and Dell on a sled for 8 hours a day for 4 days.
Yeah. So Dell, when you were picking your sled partners, which one did you go with? Did you go with the Levi, or did you go with the Bitte / Rosemary?
Yeah, I'll go with the Levi sled.
Okay.
We have a rapport.
Is that what you like to call it?
Yeah. Every night, whenever they make their way back to the encampment, and they're like all pulling in.
Okay, I've got one. Would you rather lose your right arm or your right leg?
Honestly, this is the 42nd would you rather in a row, Del Nadre. I'm getting a little bit frustrated.
Just for that, you lose your leg.
But now I can't walk.
Well, you should have chosen.
Well, how am I supposed to swing my sword if I lose my right arm?
It's supposed to be a losing game either way. You know what? You don't get.
I don't like to lose. I don't lose. I'll fight you right now. I promise I'll win. Yeah, that's right. Shut up.
There were moments along your travel that both Bitte and Levi have, or not Bitte, both Del Nadri and Levi have fallen off. It is definitely
100%.
And it has never been an accident. It has always been forced. But
wow, you'd think they'd have better balance by now. They keep falling off.
No, it's Levi. You know, like how you drive a sled, right? Like you stand on the back.
Mm-hmm.
It's Levi driving and then just reaching down and just pushing Del off the side of the sled, and then going another 100 feet and then waiting for him to run and catch back up.
You bastard!
Maybe that'll teach you to shut up a little.
So as you guys pull in,
Ride in silence for 30 minutes, and then when he least expect it, I'm just gonna kind of like elbow him in the balls.
I thought you were gonna hit for an. I thought you were gonna go for another. Would you rather?
You should watch where you're going. That bump was pretty hard.
The smoothest.
Try to drive this thing a little straighter.
You want to drive?
No, not really.
I didn't think so.
Meanwhile, the Bitte and Rosemary sled is like who can make the best animal noises. Like telling traveling stories, which Rosemary's not as good as Bitte about it, but she's trying.
She's telling him traveling stories of like the stuff they did together.
And Beta is
hasn't actually
eating
traveled.
it up. Beta is eating it the fuck up.
She's practicing for when she goes home so she can be as good of a storyteller as Bitte.
There you go. In fact, Wormdoom Crags do enjoy a good, or the Thungalaga Goliaths do enjoy a good story. So
she has to impress Bitte's family. This is extremely important to her that she makes a good impression. So she has to tell a good story.
Meeting her adopted brother's parents.
But it's like my uncles.
Yeah.
My aunts and uncles. Well, aunts and dead uncle, but...
Oh, goodness. I can't wait for you to meet the leader of Wormdoom Crag.
I'm excited.
Yeah, her name is Ogolai Orc Splitter.
Ogolai Orc Splitter.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I'm a half orc.
That me.
Wait, that me. Wait, that probably my like.
Now.
My paternal grandparent.
Now they didn't really say how she splits the orcs. Could be the fun way.
Dividing them into teams for goat ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that one.
All right. Well, at another time you guys make camp, you've caught on the horizon silhouettes, glimpses, far out but still tracking you, those awakened animals. Since last night.
The walrus is keeping up with our dog sleds on land?
You don't know how, but it is.
This is horrifying.
It always seems to, like, whenever you go out there, you're looking across and you're like, oh shit, there's the reindeer again, and then like there comes the walrus like slumping.
Oh, look
up.
at him! He's going down the slide like a penguin.
Yeah,
he's rocket propelled.
He could literally just be swimming in the river and just pop his head up.
Yeah, he went really far south and then just swam the river and made up the extra time.
Mm-hmm.
Unlikely.
Either way, they're out there. They're on the horizon. They're tracking you. How do you guys? How does this affect you as you prepare for camp for the second night?
We met your friend. He was a moose.
Are they coming close, or are they just staying way out?
They're still staying way out. Well beyond any attempts to fire at them or attack them.
I'm gonna walk a little bit outside of camp, and I'm gonna lay out one of my rations on the snow and light a torch, kind of get into the ground so the area is lit, and then head back to camp.
Okay. How far out do you like go over like a next hill, or is this area within eyesight?
Like it's gonna be within eyesight. Let's say I'm gonna put it. I'll say like 40 feet out from our campground. So I mean it's pretty close.
Okay. All right.
You know, within shouting distance.
Right.
Actually, while Dell's out there, Levi's gonna call to him and he's gonna say, "Hey, Dell, are you gonna sit out there and make reindeer noises? You gonna make
Why
some
would I do that?
walrus noises?"
No, I
Yeah,
feel
you
like
can
that
talk
would be.
with them.
Yeah, but that feels like that'd be kind of patronizing to just sit here and just shout.
Use your new power. I mean, that's what I do.
I don't know that I can speak it. Like, I haven't quite gotten fluent that way, but I mean, I can hear it. When I hear it, I understand it.
I'm gonna say something in Walrus, and you just say it back to me, okay?
Yeah, gotcha.
See, you did it!
It didn't really feel the same.
Hold on. Let me try.
That's not even.
How dare you say that?
See, I think you got the inflection wrong.
It's the accent for sure.
Yeah. It's a very inflection-heavy language, so, like, you could say one thing, but if you have an accent wrong, it means a completely different thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Conan as well.
What you said was actually kind of offensive.
To who?
To walruses. They don't like that, you know, when you refer to them in that way. Well, as the night goes on, you now, Del, are you like keeping? Is everybody taking advantage or keeping this in mind as they take watch, or is this just something that Del did on his own and everyone else as you take your shifts kind of just?
I'm going to distinctly ignore the food and light that's 40 feet away from our camp now. I'm gonna keep an eye on it.
Yeah, I assume so.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, you are keeping an eye on it, and you see out on the horizon 2 reindeer and a walrus. They are in the direction of the food, maybe 300 to 500 feet out. Still a significant ways away, and not wanting to come any closer. But the mountain goat is not there tonight. Now, you've seen him earlier in the day. The mountain goat
That's worrisome.
is absent.
The mountain goat is off slaughtering the people of Goodmead to liberate the dogs and Capybara.
And in the
Well, the dogs are with us, so.
so who would
I assume there's other dogs. I don't know.
who would take the last watch? Let's see. This is the early morning watch.
I think it's canon that Beta likes early mornings, so he can take it if no one else wants to.
All right. Well, that's not very nice, Beta.
I think Levi likes the late night, so he probably takes the first watch.
Okay. All right. Well, we're doing this the last watch before you wake up in the morning, and the animals, sometime in between the shift, the changing of shifts, have disappeared from the horizon. Who took the third watch? The guy.
I think Rosemary likes the like witching hour.
Okay.
Like she likes the like 3 a.m. when it's like super quiet and you can see all the stars.
Gotcha. All right, Rosemary, roll me perception to see if you notice them disappear on you.
Whoops. Perception 22.
22. Yeah, you did. You notice them kind of like look off to the east, and then they all kind of just backed away. And you looked off to the east, and there you were able to find a mountain goat kind of sneaking up But as it got closer and closer, and your eyes stared at it, and you kept a good eye on it, it noticed that you were aware of it, and it backed
I
off.
just like I look at it and I'm like, "Good evening."
It shouts out in Druidic, "Be wary of the wrath of winter." And then it also goes off over the hills, leaving the food
Beware
and
of
torch,
the wrath of winter.
leaving the food and the torch untouched and smoldering by morning, if not already completely putting out, since it was just thrown into the ice.
After they leave, and like after the goat's warning, I think Rosemary at the very tail end of her shift is gonna like go out towards the torch and the ration and just kind of like spread the ration around a little bit so it looks like something had been like eating it,
Jeez.
and then she'll go back and finish up her shift.
Okay.
He's eating Santa's
The reindeer
cookies.
ate this snack I left out.
Yeah, let's. We used to leave out little dishes for Santa's reindeer, and in the morning, like all of the oats and stuff would be like spread around the front yard, like
Oh.
like they'd been like messily eaten.
I
Kind
we
of like
did
that.
we did reindeer food, which was just Cheerios in Ziploc bags and labeled as reindeer food, and so I would like spread that up and down the walkway in front of the house, and my mom would just let our dog out in the morning, and he would just go eat them all.
Yeah, we had oatmeal, but then for one of them, oats gave the reindeer gas, so one of them had peanut M&Ms. But we had the 12 reindeer, and then Rudolph, so 13, and then there was a movie called Annabelle's Wish, where a cow really wanted to be one of Santa's reindeer, and so there was a 14th one for Annabelle.
God. What?
Wow.
All right. Well, in the morning, Bitte, you're aware that the goat called out a warning to Rosemary. You guys were able to hold off and not be ambushed by this angry and villainous goat. You wake up in the morning, and Dell, you find the rations you had set out have been ripped up and moved around and look to vaguely assemble, kind of looks like something messed with them. Is there anything you guys would like to do before you head on for this day's travel?
They came.
Yeah, I think I just barely saw the goat leaving after he said something about bewaring of the wrath of winter. But he was really interested in the ration.
I kind of wish he'd woken me up. I was gonna ask him some questions.
Yeah, I didn't want to scare him off, and that's kind of why he didn't eat more, is that he noticed that I saw him.
Fair enough. Well, I hope they liked it.
I hope
We'll
so,
just
too.
leave this here. Maybe they'll come back.
Yeah. Once we've gone a sufficient distance, I'm sure they will love it.
Out of the tundra wolves will just like descend.
Dun, 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 dun. So you guys get up in the morning. You make your way across the river, and then you continue on for 9 more miles, beginning to get into the foothills of outside of Wormling Crag. Now, mid to late afternoon, you guys are they're starting to be a lot more kind of a change in the environment. The weather is, the wind might not be. I guess I don't live in anywhere near the mountains, so for those who may have better experience in this, as the wind blows over the spine of the world, is it more intense near the foothills of the mountain, or is it least intense because there's it's kind of being blocked by some of the mountains?
I know the
Who are you
weather
asking?
patterns near the mountain are probably a little wild, just because the air hits it and then goes uphill and then freezes really fast, so then you get a whole bunch of precipitation.
I think it
Granted-
also depends on whether you're on like the leeward side of the mountain or not.
Right.
Yeah, it depends on the side of the mountain that you're on.
I have to assume you guys are on the side of the mountain where the wind is hitting the mountain. So maybe it's like very windy.
Like the wind is at our backs.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, you have a bit more intense. Okay, so with the wind at your backs, you guys are moving forward. Additionally, as you guys kind of had some fairly easygoing weather-wise across the last 2 days across the tundra. You know, it's still dim. You still have been feeling that intensity and the intensifying of the everlasting winter in comparison to your time when you guys travel between 10 towns. But it's gotten a little bit worse, and there seems to be a storm rolling up, and has reduced your visibility a little bit. So I need everyone to make me a perception check, and then Bitte, you can make a one with advantage, but ultimately you're never surprised while we're traveling. Correct? You don't get surprised. Yeah, you may.
Nice, Rosemary.
Very good.
Can't believe how good of rolls I've been getting out of combat.
Very good.
My combat rolls were middling / trash, but I've had some good rolls tonight.
Okay, so the only person we are missing is Bitte.
Is he here?
Betty the Yeti.
Betty!
Betty, 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 Betty the Yeti.
So as we're approaching the mountains today, Dell is telling stories to Levi about like little scams and grifts he would play on people for fun in like bars, like try to convince someone overnight that he was heir to some kind of fortune or something, and just see if he could get them to buy him a lot of like drinks or anything. And as he go on, he's making progressively crazier and crazier statements. And it's sort of like a two truths and a lie thing where Levi just cannot quite tell which of these are true. Some of them sound like they should be really outlandish, but maybe they're not.
You do realize all of these things you're describing to me are illegal, and one day my grandfather is going to come into my dreams and tell me to take you off the face of this earth.
Most of them aren't illegal, like per se. I'm not like they're the ones who are choosing to see. The thing is, the game of it is to try to do it without being illegal. Like you can just steal money from people. That's no fun. What's fun is getting people to spend their money of their own choice on you.
Either way, lying is morally wrong, and I think you know this.
I mean,
Considering that we've been
lying is
gaslighting
also
him for the
really
last 2 days.
useful. It depends on the situation. Like, okay, so what about, you know, in the far distant future, if the stars align and something amazing happens, and say you end up getting married and you have like kids or something, and you know, one morning you wake up and your daughter asks you to tell you the story of the Hogfather. Are you just going to tell her he's not true or he's not real?
That's a good one. All right, Levi, what's going to happen here? Come on, you're on.
Because that's a lie.
Dun, dun, dun.
You make almost a compelling point.
Ah. See, I'm just trying to get you to, like, you know, admit that there's like shades of gray.
But what harm would telling a small child about the existence of the Hogfather bring, truly?
Probably none. But you
And
know, I'm just saying.
When
it's
you
like,
tell a mistruth or a false truth to a random citizen to convince them to empty their purse out to you, this is a different story.
I mean, it's malicious if it's someone who can't afford it, but I don't know. That's kind of mean. Not really trying to like bankrupt anyone.
Well, how do you know that those people could afford it?
You can usually tell by the way they dress. their attitudes, the drinks they order.
Hmm. I'm not convinced.
That's okay. We'll get there someday. And I reach back and I try to pat him on the shoulder without turning around, but he's really tall and I'm sitting down, so I'm probably like hitting his thigh.
Now, if you ever hit me and I find out about it,
All right. Bitte, are you back?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. So, just to confirm, you are never surprised while you are tracking, correct? I mean, it just says you can be focused on
Yeah,
something.
I am alert at all times.
Okay, all right. Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. Can you roll me a perception check just to be, just so we can have that as a measure?
Yes, I stepped away to walk my dog real quick. Let me pull up a dice roller.
Yeah, that works.
I have a +4. That is a 12 for a 16 total.
16. All right. So, Bitte and Rosemary, you guys are on the rearmost sled. In the front is Jarthra, and in the middle is Del Nadre and Levi. So I'm gonna put you guys in this little section over here. Okay. Right here. There. Good. And
Something else I just remembered. At some point, because I could probably done this in a journey or whatever, or back at the start, I want to acquire the materials to resummon Tansy.
oh, okay. Yeah, you can just say you
Like back when we were in whatever,
Yeah.
Kirkonig.
Yeah, they have the materials for you.
Cool.
So, and you can say that you've already cast that as well, if that was something you would have done. I don't know. The familiars don't have a time limit on the right.
No, just as long as they don't die,
Okay.
they're definite. So
Did you want him to assist you on your perception check at all?
nah, she's bundled up in my coat.
Yeah. Okay. Let me put a figure down here for Jarthra, so I can just kind of better see how fun you guys are. He is not a named character.
I roll in chat. Oh, already did.
Scout. There you are. He's a bit farther. You know, it's actually bit with the weight distribution. You guys, Bitte and Rosemary are definitely further out.
Wow, what are you trying to say?
That there's a significant.
But we have the 2 6-foot+ tall people on a thing together.
Like,
Which is it? Is it everybody's own individual dogs who are pulling the sleighs?
Yeah, along with additional dogs. So we'll say each sled has 4 dogs per double.
How tall is Rosemary?
Rosemary's like 6'3". Actually, she's 6'4" according to her character sheet. Half orcs are tall, and big and wide.
Yeah, she was well more than the weight required to crash, to cause the floor to go out.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
cabin.
she's not that much bigger than Levi.
That's true. I like, as soon as I said that, I'm like, wait, Rosemary and Levi are probably like similar. She's probably like
Everybody is huge except for Del.
Yeah. Del is the only like normal sized person.
I am the hobbit of the group.
Yeah, like Levi.
My
Beefa is a
respectable 5'8".
Beefa is a flat 8 feet tall without shoes on, and he wears a hood that has horns.
Yeah.
Nice.
He's like scraping
Levi,
against the ceiling every day.
Levi's just a 6'3" hunk of man meat.
Yeah.
Also, Beta during like breaks when we're camping will be like taking javelins and splitting them down into darts.
Nice.
What's your sudden thing with darts, man?
Yeah, man.
because they are ranged weapons, so he gets to use sharpshooter.
Oh, and and javelins aren't?
Javelins are technically melee weapons.
With the throne property.
Yeah.
Yes.
Makes sense.
But he's still keeping javelins because they're his long distance option. Because they give him a 120-foot reach.
All right.
Now,
So,
do your darts allow you to use your archery fighting style?
yes.
Yes, they do.
That's cool. I like that.
That's why his sharpshooter is only a -3 instead of a -5.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. I like it, Picasso.
All right. So, you guys are traveling along. There's a heavy gust of wind that is blowing at the backs of Vite, Rosemary, Delnadri, Levi, and Jarthra ahead. And a little bit of snow begins to fall. That's, while snow regularly falls, it is upticked enough that your visibility is starting to get a little bit covered, and you kind of hear a faint shout from Jarthra at the front. Kind of just let's keep it tight, keep it together. And he starts to slow down a little bit so he can allow Delnadri and Levi to catch up.
Wait.
And Levi, Del, what are you guys kind of chatting about, looking around? What are you doing at this time as when you hear that from Jarthra?
I think this might have been like one of the solitary moments of quiet. And in an effort, the scout said keep it tight. I think in an effort to see if it would make Del uncomfortable, Levi like crouches down. He's driving and he gets really close to Del's ear and he's like, "Oh, well, I do like it tight."
Okay.
Someday these two are just gonna get their tensions out and everything's gonna be fine.
Well, so Jarthra was.
Vita is on his sled, just like, we need to have a conversation amongst the group about it.
So Jarthra, kind of looking behind, gets jostled a little bit. Del and Levi, you guys see his sled kind of just throw off to the side, and you can see his he starts to struggle a little bit, left, right, as the dogs are kind of thrown away a little bit, but he recovers. It's when that you make that you use that opportunity to make the comment, and all of a sudden, bursting out of the snow right in front of you and Levi, unaware of its presence, this giant ass Gnyeti just launches up. So what Jarthra basically did was he ran over the Yeti, who had been laying down and hunkered down in a snowbank, just waiting for people to come. As he went over, his dogs kind of detected it. He lost control for a little bit there. He didn't even get an opportunity to shout to you guys to watch out, before this thing stands up and just launches itself, jumping well over your sled dogs, and is coming full on, ready to tackle, claws out. Here we go.
Shit.
So
Yeah, I think Levi would basically mush the dogs away from the Yeti and then just grab Del and barrel roll off the sled.
Okay. So you all are surprised because you did not he had a very good stealth of 23 on his roll. So he's already mid-air as you are freaking out trying to move the dogs. He's using both your speed coming at him and his speed of jumping and just launching with his massive legs. It's happening right now. He's about to swing at you guys, and then it's gonna be like a.
Oh, so he's gonna rip us right off the sled for us. Okay.
Essentially, yeah. He's gonna come out there and he's gonna attack each of you guys. So we're gonna swing once now. Oh, I just opened it up. Damn it. Shit. Oh no, it's not gonna work now. No. Damn it, roll 20. Let me pull up the sheet. Actually, it's in here in the back of the book. I hate it when roll 20. If you have a character sheet pulled up a pop out, and then you try to pull it up again, it just doesn't work. It breaks it. Okay. Are you kidding me? You don't have the stat sheet for a Yeti in here? Wait, no. There's one. Oh, because it's not a real thing, or it's not new. Okay, here we go. I got it. Yep. All right, so it is going to burst out. Now, Levi, you were the one who was in control of the dogs, right?
Correct.
Okay, so it's gonna like hit you with its chilling gaze. I'm gonna need you to make a Constitution saving throw, as this Yeti uses its like kind of really no monstrous powers to hit you with this like cold damage. I don't really know how to describe it very well. 17. It is not enough to resist, and you're gonna take 66 cold damage.
What?
Hey, yo.
Excuse me?
And you
Oh,
are...
6d6.
Okay,
Got it.
Did y'all think I said 60?
Yeah,
I thought you said
66. I'm like, did you just kill Levi?
Like, well, Levi is all right.
Yeah.
Well, not again. He's one of the ones
This
who didn't die last
campaign is
session.
just like, oh yeah, you guys take 3 times your HP and lethal damage, back to back to back to back.
Oh god. Okay.
And Levi, you are paralyzed for a whole minute.
Okay, that sucks though.
To be clear, I don't think Beta can be surprised.
No.
Like,
Yeah, but we're
properly
also like
surprised?
further back.
Levi and Dell sure can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying for the sake of once initiative starts.
Yeah. Once initiative starts, you will have your ability to still attack in the surprise round. It'll come after the abominable Yeti, but you'll be able to swing an attack at it. But just the way, since we already talked about the weight distribution for you two being very heavy, I was like, okay, that makes sense that like you guys are just kind of in the back. I don't really know what a good paralyzed thing is, so we're just gonna go with snail. Levi, you are snailed. You are like you're basically stuck with fear, almost this cold fear as this huge fucking monster comes in. Maybe it's not the fear of yourself. Maybe it's the fear like you're so unable to take action because of the fear for Del Nadre.
Do I get to? Is this like a saving throw that I get to repeat, or am I just fucked for a minute?
You get to repeat at the end of each of your turns.
Okay.
So you're
because paralyzed sucks.
Yeah, you're good. Meantime, though, the Yeti is going to follow it up with one claw attack to each of you. So 2d20 plus 11.
Plus 11.
So a 28 to Del Nadre, and then a crit 31 to Levi.
I hate
no,
to
it was
even bring
already
it
a
up,
crit.
but if you're paralyzed, anything that within 5 feet that hits you is auto crit.
Yeah, it would have been
Oh.
already a crit, so it's good
Okay.
that you gave the crit to him. Haha.
All right, so Del, this is going to be your damage for the claw, 2d6 plus 7, and then the cold damage that goes with it, 2d6. So 12, so 23 damage.
You do realize that's like 95% of Dell's HP, right?
I see that now.
Yeah, I'm still up. I'm still up.
That's not even the crit.
That's not the crit. So now we have 4d6 plus 7, and then 4d6 for Levi. So another 33.
Yeah, Levi's at 3 health.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Me, buddy.
All right. Now, what were you guys? Because goodness. Now, Bitte, you see it. You know it. It is an abominable Yeti. It is dangerous, as we've seen. Just what happened. So its turn is done. It swings at Dale. It swings at Levi. It knocks both of you guys off your sled, and you both tumble. Let's just say 5-10 feet. We'll get you some distance between 10 feet off here, 10 feet off here. Okay. I know the squares aren't. You are a bigger square than you should be.
I always am. I don't know. It's just kind of I have this natural presence.
Yeah, your character. But it knocks you out, and then the dog sleds kind of just go underneath it, and the dogs move forward, and you can assume they're back over here with Jarthra, who has now rounded his sled around and is just screaming, "Run!" Now, Bitte, Rosemary, what are you guys doing?
Does Beta recognize this Yeti?
It's not one of the Yetis that you're familiar with. This is one of the Yetis that is more just like a true Yeti, where it's like crazed, evil, bloodthirsty.
Okay, yeah, he recognizes a mad claw, if you will,
Yeah.
to use the Knights of the Old Republic term.
Yeah. No.
Let me let me look over the terms of my favorite enemy real quick.
Yeah. Because it is a monstrosity. Whose mic is that coming from?
No,
Oh, it's
idea.
mine. I didn't realize you guys could hear my roommate through the wall.
Through the wall. Is he
Damn.
shouting in his room?
Yeah. Yeah, he's I think he's in Discord with his friends while I think he's streaming Elden Ring.
Ah. So he's
That explains it.
Okay.
a bit more intense.
So what's the scale here?
What do you mean the scale? Like how
Like,
big is this
It's
thing?
Can
never been
be-
higher.
Can Beta get up to?
Oh, gotcha. Scale for you. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's about 30, maybe 40. Let's go with 40. Let's go with 40 feet away. Let's go with 30 feet. Let's go with you can get there in one turn, considering you're on the back of the sled.
Okay, Beta will.
Do I hear 20? Do I hear 25 feet?
Yeah.
30 feet, 30 feet, 30
Beta
feet.
will scramble up over the like driving area and tell Rosemary to take control. Take control and don't stop. Try and pick up the others. And Beta will, as they're coming up, will do like a barrel roll off the side of the thing and cast Hunter's Mark on the Abominable Yeti and then throw a hand axe.
Okay. Throw in a hand axe. Roll
All
to
right,
attack.
All right.
It hits for
9 damage.
9 damage.
Or actually, hang on. I forgot to add a thing for a favorite enemy.
Oh yeah, +2.
So that is 11 damage.
11 damage. All right. You kind of get that axe. It lodges pretty deep into, but it's just into its biceps. So ultimately superficial when it comes down to it. Now Rosemary, he's rolled off.
Yeah,
Who are you
and
going?
Beta will.
Oh yeah, go on.
I was just gonna say Beta will call out something along the lines of like, "You have left the way. You do not belong here."
And it responds in kind with a it just screams at you.
Oh yeah.
And
That is about what Beta sounded like as he spoke Yeti.
it's just they're just two people yelling at each other. Because you do speak Yeti, don't you?
Yeah, Beta does speak Yeti.
Yeah. So
Yetish.
Yetish. All right. So Rosemary, who are you going to go to first, and then we'll roll initiative here. We'll get a little bit more of this encounter underway.
I mean, they both look like shit right now.
Mm-hmm.
1 second. I need to check.
Now, when Levi flung off, he ragdolled off. Del Nadre flung off and has like taken the time. Is at least like crouched down, but you've seen Del Nadre move. If that makes any difference.
I also do trust Del Nadre's ability to hide. I am going to. I'm gonna steer the dog sled toward Levi because Levi's not moving, I assume. Can I get to him in one turn?
Yes.
Okay. And do I have the ability to do like an action and a bonus action?
Well, now when you get to Levi, are you trying to see like one of your actions or to pick him up?
I was going to do my spirit totem and potentially a cure wounds if I could.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you could. We'll just say at this point. you're
Is Dell within 60 feet? Is the thing.
No, he would just.
Because if
what?
I can get the unicorn spirit to get them both in that 30-foot radius.
I would say yes. Dell is within 60 feet.
Okay.
I'm gonna be a bit
so then I'm gonna
nice in terms of this.
plop a unicorn right
in the middle
here-ish.
Can your
yeah,
unicorn
right.
be targeted?
No, it doesn't have any hit points. It just is an aura.
Okay.
I was gonna say
but does the Yeti know that it can't attack the aura?
Yeah, I'm just gonna have a spirit unicorn shows up right here. It's glowing and I'm making it look as fierce as possible.
Unfortunately, it was fierce in like the fashion statement, and not fierce in the combat statement. It's just like,
ooh, she's Sasha fierce.
yeah.
I got it.
It has expertly appointed smoky eye.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds at a second level because fuck it. On Levi.
Now, what does the spirit totem do for us?
So, the unicorn spirit, you get advantage on all ability checks made to detect creatures. In addition, if you use a spell using a spell slot that restores hit points to any creature in each creature of your choice in the aura also regains hit points equal to your druid level. So I was hoping that it would just give that cure wounds to both of you, but Dell, you still get 4 hit points this turn, which is nice.
And don't
better
forget,
than nothing.
Yeah, everyone, don't forget, as part of your you all have one of your divine gifts is the 10 temporary hit points per day at dawn from Lathander.
Oh shit!
So you made me pick between that and the.
Oh, that's right.
Oh shit!
You chose not to.
So I don't have that, but everybody else does.
My bad. Rip.
Give yourself 10 HP, Dell.
Yeah.
I did. I'm feeling great.
Okay, so you get 2d8 plus my spellcasting ability modifier, which is 6. So you get 18 hit points back, Levi.
Look, you're fine.
So that's main goal is to keep anyone from dying this turn.
Okay.
And then next turn I'm gonna be trying to maneuver Levi onto the. Well, does maneuvering Levi count as a free object interaction?
I mean, Levi is. I don't mean to be really negative, but Levi's basically a vegetable right now.
Yeah, I would definitely say it would take an action. He's not going to help you. He's not going to be able to like pull himself up if you put a hand out. It'd be different if he was just weak and you know he could at least help in that situation. But you have to like lean over and actively lug what we've now described as a person just as big as you onto the.
Yeah.
But she has powerful build.
Yeah.
What does your unicorn do for us?
She's a half.
You get. It doesn't. I mean, the main thing was to just give you both some hit points, but if you do gain advantage on ability checks made to detect creatures, so if we hadn't already detected the Indomitable Yeti,
how much healing did we get from the unicorn? I must have missed that.
You got 4 HP.
4.
Actually, I think Levi, you also get that 4 HP, so give yourself an extra 4.
Yes.
Yes, victory.
Yes. Excellent. Back up to half health.
Back up to half.
After the.
Although to be fair, my half is Dell's full, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, Rosemary. Yeah. So, kind of after all that stuff, getting him back on the sled is gonna take another turn for you.
Okay. So that'll be the thing next turn.
You're kind of just like parked right
here
next to him. Yeah. Bitte's out there. The Abominable Yeti is distracted a bit by the unicorn. Del Nadre. You're over there. Now let's roll initiative, everyone. And we'll get it going.
Okay.
Now, if anybody at this point, if anybody
It was almost a 19.
If anybody has any knowledge on Yetis, or believe that their character would have knowledge on Yetis, you can roll history.
Nope.
I imagine I would have the knowledge that Bitte has shared.
Yeah, Vita So Beta wouldn't really share anything really about the like community because that's their choice that they like to keep that shit secret.
Mm-hmm.
But
He's not
he would have
doxing the
definitely
Yetis.
told stories about yeah, no doxing the Yetis. Okay, that's that. Someone put that on a list of stickers for us to make eventually. Um, but yeah, Beta would have told some other stories about Yeti sightings and fighting a Yeti once long ago when he had no business fighting a Yeti. But I believe I make this history check with advantage
Mm-hmm.
because of
Yeah.
my favorite enemy, and that will be a 20.
All right.
Also, I realized one more thing I can do on my turn before everything goes. Where's the other dog's led? And like, are the dogs okay?
The other one is it continued on. It is next to Jarthra, who does not look like he's planning on sticking around for the fight. He very much looks like he's planning on getting your dogs to safety.
Yeah,
At
I
least
was
the
going
ones
to
outside
use
of yours, your two.
yeah, I was gonna use Speech of the Woods to tell the dogs to go get Dale.
Okay, the other one. All right. Is Speech of the
Because
Woods.
I figure we can probably fit like 2 people on a dog sled, so even if I get around to Dell, then it's gonna be an overloaded sled. So if I can get the dogs to go to Dell, and then if Dell can pick up Bitte, then we can just fucking run.
Yeah. Okay. So the dog, you shout out to the dogs, and they start to make their roundabout. They'll make it to Dell on his turn.
Okay, cool.
And let me roll for this Yeti here. Who is going to roll?
But yeah, I think he got a 20 on his history check.
Yeah. So.
And Beta is trying to draw aggro right now.
So Beta, you know that the Abominable Yeti is probably the strongest type of Yeti. They are old, they are bulky, they are bloodthirsty. They are not typically like all there in the head. Very often crazed or maddened, just from like their time and the amount of like anger and hatred they've withstood through their life of humans and all the attacks on them, and they're just not very pleasant creatures. But they do have one weakness, and it is fire. They're not generally weak to fire, but they do not like it. They don't enjoy it. They try to do their best to like give it wide berth, and so that's something that can help you help you out. Right there. It's just they have a fear of fire. A fear, not a weakness, a fear of fire. And so
Gotcha.
we are going to start with the Abominable Yeti here. Now, Beta, do you share that information with the team?
Yeah, Beta would have called out torches, or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. So, so everyone, torches would be helpful there. But the Yeti on his turn is gonna first he's gonna roll insight to see if he even is recognized, because it is a giant glowing spiritual unicorn, right? It's not like a more realistic version. It's like a fey version of a unicorn.
Incorporeal spirit creates an aura.
Yeah, it's like a Patronus.
Yeah, I think I was imagining it as like a glowing spectral version of that.
Okay.
It's a nature spirit.
It's gonna. It's like I don't know what it is. It's like kind of walking forward a little bit, and then the unicorn just kind of like maybe brings its hooves down or brings its hooves up or something, moves, and it just quickly swipes at it. And once it realizes that it can't hit it at all, it looks up and it sees Bitte, and it's like, you're next. It's gonna walk forward to you, Bitte, like not really walking. It's like lunging, rushing forward, just like with Levi. It's gonna start with its chilling gaze. So I'm gonna need a Constitution saving throw from you.
Oh, from Beta?
Yes, from Beta. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Make sure I don't have anything that says. Okay, that's an 18.
Good. So you were good. You meet the DC, so you're no problem there. So
Are you serious? I was off by 1.
Yeah.
Ah,
You were off by 1. So you're going to take half of that 18, and it's cold. So you're going to take an additional half after that, since you have resistance to cold as a Goliath.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just going to swing one of its claws at you, and that's going to be 1d20.
Sorry, what was the cold damage? A fourth of 18, so
Yeah. So
4 damage.
yeah. It's going to hit you it's going to hit you with a 27, and that's going to be 2d6 plus 7 slashing and 2d6 cold.
Beta will reaction stones endurance.
Okay.
For 14.
Wow. So
Nice.
just completely ignore the slashing and take 2 damage from the cold.
It was 8 cold damage.
No, it was 4 cold damage.
Okay, so 2.
Yeah. So just 2 damage from the cold, and
Favored enemy indeed.
yeah. And that's its turn. So Rosemary, it is your turn.
Yeah, as y'all just watch Beta being like in his element, like this looks like one Yeti fighting a slightly smaller Yeti.
It's tanking it.
I love it. I'm so excited.
So, action, I'm getting Levi onto the sled. Bonus.
Wait, did Arthur just dip?
I'm gonna roll to see when he will arrive, but he is going to dip. He's there to help you, but he's in no way willing to risk his life against this.
Yeah, Jartha knows that this is a fight we run away from.
Yeah,
That's fair.
So the dogs are going towards Dell, so they're gonna get to him on his turn, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna use my action to get Levi up on the sled with me.
Mm-hmm.
And then... So it says Druidcraft is an action, which sucks. So I'm gonna have to use another 2nd level spell to do Flame Blade, because that's a bonus action. But it is a blade made out of fire, so...
Okay. Yeah.
I am using that as, like, a big old torch to just, like, wave around and hopefully keep the Yeti away from us.
Yeah. Yep, that's good.
I still can't believe Flame Blade is, like, takes less time than Druidcraft, but...
Well, it's because you have the bonus action, and then you still have to use your action.
And then
so ultimately,
yeah, then you have the action to attack, but...
Yeah, it takes...
and I was half thinking, like, oh, what if I, like, use that to, like, throw at him, but apparently if I let go of it, it disappears, but I can resummon it.
Yeah.
So I can't throw it at him, but if I drop it, I can summon another one as long as I keep concentration, which I'm gonna put a little concentration thing on me.
Okay. All right. Next up, okay, so you get Levi on the sled. Now, where are you telling the sled dogs to go? They'll be your movement for the turn.
I'll probably follow where Jartha's heading.
Okay, so you're gonna like just try to go for safety. Are you gonna try to make distance and stay within eyesight of the Yeti, or are you just like with Jarthra and moving? Because he's huffing it. He's not going full speed because he knows he has some speed on the Yeti as in sled form, but at the same time, he wants to put distance between him and the.
Yeah, I would like to at least start getting Levi to safety, but I'm not leaving Bitte behind.
Okay, so we'll say you guys make.
So like
speed.
I'm staying within like eye distance of Bitte.
We'll put you guys at the edge of what is considered the combat arena here. And Levi, since there's nothing you can do except to roll a DC 18 Constitution saving throw.
All right, let's see.
Come on, you can do it, motherfucker.
Sorry, guys, I'm taking a eyes wide open nap.
Yeah.
It's okay, I got you, bro.
Yeah. So you're able to. There's nothing you do on your turn, Levi. We're going to go to the scout, who is Jarthra is going to continue moving on. And the sled is now making its way towards Del Nadre, the sled that's carrying Lova and King Garius. Or being carried by, rather. So on Del Nadre, the sled has arrived. You're able to kind of step onto it, no problem. What else are you doing on your turn, buddy?
Okay. I want to drive the sled around behind Tay.
Okay.
Uh,
How much distance do you want between you and the Yeti?
I mean, I want to get up so that Bite can jump on.
Okay. So you kind of like,
So I'm like trying
I would say you make a
to hook around behind him.
Yeah, you make a big loop, and you're gonna just make a path, like a strafing run behind Bite, so he can hop on, and then you can continue running off into the distance.
Mhm.
Now,
And I am going to well, so you were saying something. Go ahead.
no, go on. Sorry.
Okay. I'm going to cast Silent Image and create a illusory wall of flame between Bite and the Yeti.
Okay.
A good one.
Woo. Let's do a challenged insight versus your deception or persuasion. What would you prefer?
I think it's in like
I
a.
think
Oh, is
they.
it?
I think there's a save.
I mean, for
Oh,
the-
it's against the spell save.
Yeah,
DC.
it's just my spell save DC.
And it needs to make an intelligence check.
Well
An
then.
investigation specifically.
All right. So 1d20 minus 1 for the.
I think it would have to do that on its turn.
It will.
Yeah.
This is just for. I'm just rolling it now. 9. Okay. Once you cast that spell, the fire, it immediately reacts as if there is a huge wall of flame right between it. It doesn't move at all. It might take a minor step back, but it gives you the separation you need so that you can make that passing run. So Bite, on your turn, what do you?
At the end of my turn, Tansy is going to emerge from my jacket because I think we decided that we were just going to have the familiar act after my turn on my initiative counts. We don't have to deal with a whole bunch of extra tokens and shit.
Yes.
So Tansy is just going to fly into the Yeti's face and just kind of squawk and beat her wings against it, adding to the additional panic of the flames. And she's going to take the help action, assisting Bite, and then she's just going to keep flying in a straight line.
Okay. All right. So getting in there, taking advantage of the momentary fear that the abominable Yeti now has from this giant wall, or I guess giant 15-foot wall of fire in front of it. All of a sudden, a bird comes out of nowhere and smacks it in the face a little bit more, and it's just like, what is happening here? Bite, it is your turn. How are you?
You advantage on your first attack.
Yeah.
So is Dell basically like holding a dash?
It's kind of like during your turn, he's going to be passing through. So you can still take your actions, but your movement, if you don't pop on Dell's the sled, it's by the end of your turn he'll be over here, and so he'll be out. You'll have to either run to him, and you probably won't. You won't catch up unless he stops on his next turn.
Okay. In that case, Vita will. I'm trying to decide if he is going to take 2 hand axe attacks or. Nah, fuck it. Sharpshooter all the way. If you have advantage, you might as well use sharpshooter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Vita will. Well, actually, I'm within 5 feet though.
I'll give it to you. He took a step back. It wasn't like an attack of opportunity because you did not want to you didn't want to show with any kind of like physical or like a handheld attack that you were passing through the wall. But a dart through the wall he wouldn't pick up on that. So he's taken a step back. You have 10 feet between. You can make an attack with a ranged weapon without any.
Cool. In that case, Vita will bonus action Planar Warrior.
Okay.
And sling a. Can't forget my other modifiers. Sling a dart through the flames. Will a 12 hit? Shit.
A 12 does not hit.
God damn it.
Good effort, though. but your dart goes wide, flinging off into the distance.
Yeah, I will mark that off, and Beta will reach out and grab onto one of the handles of the sled as Dell comes by in order to hop onto it and like kind of climb over onto the passenger area.
Okay.
And per the mounted combat rules, these dogs, as my mount, are all taking the disengage action.
So you continue on, and give me 1 second. I'm trying to find the rules for it here.
Even though we're trying to stay out of melee range.
Yeah, so you have some options here. I don't see what it is. It's always very confusing at the first part of this book. All right. Well, you make your way out, and now you are on the run. It was already kind of getting near the end of, kind of the end of the day, and you guys you roundabout, Dell and Bite catch back up with Levi and Levi and Rosemary, who catch back up with the scout. Levi, give us 3 rolls for your Constitution saving throw. See how quickly you
Catches up with the walrus.
the walrus.
It got in front of us somehow.
Yeah, good. So Levi regains consciousness or stops paralyzation fairly quickly and is able to make his way out back into consciousness. So you guys are going now. How much distance are you wanting to put between you and the Yeti?
I imagine Beta gets off 2 more javelins. By the time we're
Rosemary's waving her flaming sword around like a warning.
I imagine they want to put at least a mile, if not 2 miles.
So
I would say like as much as possible without like exhausting ourselves. Or,
all of the distance.
now, Bitte,
I don't want to drive the dogs through the night, but
that's the thing though. Now, Bitte, your history check earlier, you know that the abominable Yetis don't. It's not often that they lose their feast, and they also not necessarily like having the intelligence to hold grudges, but hold grudges just based on like, oh, I was injured by this person, I'm going to hunt them down. I'm not going to let this slight against me go on whatever, in their
unanswered.
Yeah, unanswered. Like it is now you versus the Yeti in this travel. You know that
Okay.
it's not...
What's the speed of our dog sleds?
So you can go 1 mile per hour.
Sure, but like, what could we break down to? All right, so 1 mile per hour in feet per
do we
second.
know the speed of a Yeti?
Wait, it's not feet. That's not good. That's
Would be feet per minute, I guess. First.
Yeah.
well, because it'd be feet per like 6 seconds is.
Let's
No.
see.
I can do the math. Hold on.
I mean, it's like it's not.
Their movement times 10
Yeah.
is their movement per minute.
I also imagine, so Druidcraft says I can light a small campfire. If there's, like, occasional shrubbery, like, along our path, Rosemary's gonna be just like, poof, Druidcraft, that's on fire now. Like, poof, Druidcraft, like every so often she's gonna set something on fire, so if it does start following us, at least at the beginning she's going to do that. So if it starts coming our way again, hopefully it'll get at least a little slowed down by that.
Or
I mean, like dog sled speed. If we can go at most 1 mile per hour, that's like
That's actually really slow. I just looked. It's
that's like
88
1.5 feet per second. So
That
is
with like a
less than
6
walking
second
speed.
round,
It's
that's
88 feet per minute.
88 feet per minute.
Yeah, that's less than human. That's less than
Yeah, and
Regular
then
human walking
considering
speed is 3 miles an hour.
each 6-second round, that's
So
our dogs are going have like an 8.8 speed.
So you have to imagine that you're going across the tundra. It's not like you're going across like nice flat even ground. That is.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
okay, but so like, what's their? So can we
It,
even
averages
outrun the
out.
Yeti? Like at a sprint, we can get away from it.
It's gonna
Now,
be.
if the Yeti is traveling like us, yes. If the Yeti is somehow traveling like the walrus, no.
I have concentration on silent image for, is it a full minute or is it like 10 minutes? No, it's 10 minutes. And I can like remove the flyer. So same thing as like Rosemary. If the Yeti is chasing us, I'm just gonna be continuously like creating walls of flames in whatever like its running path. So that it has to at the very least be dodging around up until it gets smart enough to realize they're fake.
Let's see.
Also, the 1 mile per hour might be like an average over a day. So it's like that's including like rests and shit, maybe?
Yeah, and I mean
Yes.
that wouldn't be at like sprinting speed either.
Yeah.
'Cause then your dogs would just die.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. It really is hard.
It's not a perfect mechanic.
Let me see here. This is overland travel. Is there a travel for dog sled? No, dog sled is the 1 mile per hour. So you get 8 miles a day.
The sled dogs were using wolf statistics, which have a speed of 40. I mean, that should be slowed by carrying things, but then they're all working together.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, like it's like Bitte said, it's not a great mechanic. Travel in D&D has always been something that's just like that seems really slow, you know.
Yeah, I think they have those metrics for like balance to just be like so you can't zip everywhere immediately,
Right.
but like I think in real life dog sleds go at least 5 to 6 miles an hour.
Now, so what I was basically going to say is that if you wanted to both push the dogs and run through the night to give you such a distance that it, you know, the weather in between where the Yeti is and where you are, like you're able to cover your tracks with, maybe it's you guys are brushing at the back of your sleds. You know, you start for like 1 hour, and then that's a whole hour that it has absolutely nothing other than scent. And with the way the wind is blowing, where the wind's blowing at your backs, so you're downwind from it, it's going to make it a lot harder for the Yeti to kind of pick up on your scent as you get further and further away. But
Dell is absolutely terrified and is willing to do literally anything Bite says might help them get away from this thing.
Now, running with exhaustion will give both you and your dog, like running overnight will give both you and your dogs 1 level of exhaustion. To the point where, like, yeah, you lost. You could say you may. It's not a guarantee. May have effectively lost the trail of the Yeti, and you might have to just kind of slow it down. But overall, your travel time would be made up because you traveled straight. You went through the night. You made the time you would have made up the next day. But then you have to take the next day to sit and wait. Or you can continue pushing the dogs. They can, you can continue pushing them and get higher and higher levels of exhaustion if you want. It just means more time you have to wait at Worm Dune Crag or before you go on your the mountain travel, because even just having 1 level of exhaustion gives you
Disadvantage on all ability checks.
Yeah.
I say we push.
Also, potentially
Dell is ready to go until Bite says stop.
Yeah.
So Rosemary has 2 wild shapes. Could we like rotate out the dogs, maybe not going at like a full tilt, but still like going at a reasonable pace, and Rosemary could swap out for some of the dogs for like the 4 hours that she can be like a dog/wolf.
It would help, but ultimately I would say no, it doesn't make that much of a difference because you're still kind of
If we're gonna get a level of exhaustion anyway, I'm just gonna say Rosemary would do it just to like try to spare like the animals and to like help how she can.
I'll say this. It will prolong the time that the dogs hit their 2nd level exhaustion, which then halves their speed and basically makes it ineffective for you guys to continue running them through. So you would get a half extra day if you do that, because that's 8 hours you're able to be a reindeer or some like pure pack animal.
I mean, Beta with his powerful build can basically handle all the carts himself.
Yeah, but
Yeah, didn't we say Bitte pulled his own dog sled?
he does. But there
Vita
wasn't really
did.
like a speed involved in that. So you
That's
have
true.
you have
And
to,
it was his speed.
yeah.
Is it like actively running like behind us, or have we like put enough that we can go at less than a full tilt?
When they hit a break, Beta would be like, "He's a relentless hunter.
Yeah.
Does not like losing. They're proud creatures. One of its age and strength would have been formidable warrior."
We should keep going then. We should keep going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Jarthra also is of the other mindset of like just keep going, and he will like Jarthra will just kind of like make a really long trek. He'll hug the foothills and try to make his way back to like East Haven or something. Go a completely different distance. But he's just like, we don't know. And as Bitte's saying, this Yeti is on your trail until it decides it's not going to be on your trail, and there's not really much else for it to do in its life except to hunt you down.
So as long as what was his name? Jarthra. As long as Jarthra's gonna take the dogs and like let them rest eventually,
mm-hmm.
and like take the roundabout way back.
So
yeah, Rosemary will help where she can with her wild shapes.
So let's see.
Just to try to prolong that period / get us some more distance.
So you had your first night here, second night here, and it was after the second night you were going along and you got hit right about here, and now you push through the night. I would say with this exhaustion, you get one level of exhaustion and you reach the where you're supposed to be to start your mountain travel within like by early morning the next day after going all night and just not stopping. Does that sound good for everyone?
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you still have to wait. You still basically have to wait a whole long rest to get rid of your level of exhaustion.
Sure.
Now, if we climbed during the day, would we get another level of exhaustion, or like is this just we have a level of exhaustion until we take our long rest potentially this evening?
I forget exactly what the law.
So it should be we took the exhaustion because we didn't sleep.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And we wouldn't get another level of exhaustion until we hit a exhausting mechanic or another night of no sleep.
Yes. So you could continue to travel through the day and not push yourself until like, but if you chose to continue going. Now granted you have a disadvantage on all your ability checks, and I will just tell you
climbing a mountain.
Yeah, you're about to climb a
mountain. Alternatively, what if we slept in shifts while the other people drove the sleds?
Yeah, I was gonna
that's possible.
ask if that was possible.
Yeah.
So instead of just driving through the night,
we do 4 on 4 off over.
Could we do that? Like we would, the dogs would get exhausted, but could we do that in a way that we don't end up being exhausted?
So I have my last thing I was going to get to was, how are you guys outside of the fire? How were you guys planning on trying to get the Yeti off your trail? Was it just distance? Because you are leaving tracks.
Definitely some focus on distance. Beta, once they like get to the point where they would have been taking their first long rest, Beta will find like a stand of trees and will cut like some branches and tie them to the rear runners of it to try and break up their tracks as they're going. And he'll kind of like get some rocks and try and weight the branches down a bit so that they really dig in and scatter the tracks. then he will. I'm trying to think what the likeliness of having like animal urine at hand. And there's probably plenty of dog urine at hand.
I mean, I guess.
True.
What
But
kind of
as
animal?
they're
What
with
kind of animal are
dogs-
you looking for?
I mean, so Beats is a hunter, so like musk is not a ridiculous
Yeah, but like,
thing.
what you want? You want like elk?
I have a
Oh,
couple
actually, you know, he probably when they like cleaned out the moose, he probably like when he was taking out the bladder, um, probably kept it, or like
Regardless.
honestly even
Yes.
or actually, well, that would be. So he probably kept the bladder like tied it off at the top, rubbed it in salt to keep it from rotting, and is like keeping it in like a pocket in the inside of his coat so that it stays non-frozen.
Beat it,
Alright.
the keeper of the
And
moose
my-
piss.
Oh my God.
Elle is gonna assist in this venture by using my last charge of my charm of conjure animals.
Nice.
Oh,
was that charm given you by the Chewingas?
Oh yeah, it was. Does that go away with the blessing?
It depends on if you wanted to keep that blessing or if you wanted to keep your last
Ah.
charge of.
Okay, knowing that, I would have wanted to keep the charm, so I'm gonna damage myself to.
Oh no,
So
my bones.
I thought I was doing okay from that fight, but actually it felt pretty bad. I did that thing where I looked down and opened my jacket, and the whole inside was full of blood, and I was like, oh no.
so
Turns out I was just horrified.
just to make sure I'm clearly describing the power, the blessing of Amator, it is. I'm sorry, the blessing of Lathander. It is 10 temporary hit points every day at dawn.
Wasn't it only for like a week or something? I feel like I thought it was limited. If it's not limited, then that might change things.
I don't believe.
It was like for a 10-day.
Let me see.
Also, as we're traveling, I have a couple spells that I could be using to like disrupt our track. I could do like a dust devil for a minute that'll like spit out all the snow and hopefully like obstruct the path and make it look like fresh fallen snow again.
Okay.
I can do a couple, what is the thing? Earth tremor, I think, which might mess with our tracks.
Well, I'm going to. Well, I guess okay. It depends on what Corey finds out.
Yeah.
Give me a moment there.
Okay, so in the case where I do keep the charm, which will depend on what this Lathander blessing is, I was going to say that I would create. Where are they on this? Oh, whoops. Fourth challenge 4-3. Okay, I can create 8 giant wolves with the charm of conjure animal.
Oh damn.
So
Wow.
there, here, go, pee, boys, pee, go. BT needs your piss. And then in addition, I'm going to take some of the branches that BT is, like cutting and to make blinds, and try and get some thin ones to just look like ski sleds. Tie those up and then send those off in another direction, so they're like start creating a fake trail going away from the direction we're going.
Alright, so we're at pretty much the end of the session. You guys continue to decide on what you want to do to help protect your to help block the track. I'm gonna take a quick dip into the Dungeon Master guides to pull up how long, because in Icewind Dale it does not list anywhere how long the supernatural gifts are supposed to last. And let me just find it real quick in the DM's Guild. And once you decide what your character wants to do to assist, just type it in the chat so we have it for next time.
Okay. In the Discord chat or in the Roll20 chat?
In the Roll20 chat.
Can do.
Where does it say that is? It just says in supernatural gifts. In the Dungeon Master's Guide. Not as easy as you think, man.
Oh, actually, yeah, no, that's what I'll do. Cool.
Here's some page 263. Sentient magic items. Epic boons. Parcel of land. Aha! Supernatural gifts. Here we go. Blessings. It should never. It can receive only a blessing. Only one blessing. Oh, nope. A character retains the benefits of the blessing and forever or until it is taken away by the god that has granted it.
Damn.
Okay, in that case, we ain't got no dogs because 10 temporary hit points every day is kind of broken.
I mean, Rosemary
Yeah.
can also
Well,
wild shape, so.
I was under the assumption that the 10 temporary hit points was for like a couple days. If it's forever, I'm gonna drop the other charm.
Yeah, I thought he had said for a week.
I do apologize for that.
Is what he had originally said.
Well, now we're going to have to retcon and go all the way back in the session because without using Lima's tiny hut, the characters were attacked by 8 cold light walkers. So
I looked down in my jacket where I thought I had all that blood and realized it was just a bottle of ink that broke. I'm good. I'm still very hurt, but I'm not
Still
as
very
hurt.
Yeah, you don't want to, I guess, turn away that thing, that gift.
You know, when an actual god offers a blessing, it'd be kind of rude.
And the
like,
gods send you a blessing.
Yeah.
that Chewinga, I'm never gonna see him again. Him or her, them.
Didn't you?
That's
Like,
not even the Chewinga we took back to our village. That was
Like,
just
I
a
may see
dude
that
who I had
Chewinga
a
again.
snowball fight with.
Yeah. Levi would also take the 10 hit points per day.
If we're gonna keep having giant yetis just thrown at us, I mean,
Yeah. So when you guys
guys, the
rolled for
DM is trying to kill us. Take every thing you can get.
when y'all rolled for the encounter, and you were saying like, "Oh, look, he's rolling much worse than us." You both rolled number 5, which means you had 2 encounters. So instead of just having
Ooh,
one,
abominable yetis.
so like the Frost Druids was only half of it, you know, and then we have the
Shit.
Abominable Yeti, and there was still a chance for another one, but I don't think I'm gonna throw another one out at you.
Yeah, considering, like, we might be hitting there with a level of exhaustion, which, if we can, like, manage to sleep in shifts, that would be awesome.
Considering, let's see, I rolled a 2. The 1 was a Yeti, and so the 2, actually would have been pretty nice. Maybe you will.
Well, then do it.
Maybe you will interact with her next time. We'll see how that goes. You still haven't started your mountain travels yet.
Her? Are you
Her.
gonna throw the frickin' Frostmaiden at us?
No, she's not an encounter.
Yet.
Yet.
Yeah.
She already threw her minions at us.
Okay, so it also says here that your blessing does not take away your charm. Although they are
Yes.
both supernatural gifts, they are both different. And so you can continue to have your charm, Blake.
Zinga,
nice.
we got dogs.
Hell
Bazinga,
yeah.
we still have Chewinga charm.
Yeah.
Nice.
But the charms are
Yeah,
temporary.
so-
So they typically they have a certain number of charges or they're gone within a day. So they are temporary. But the blessing says it's forever. If I did say it was 7 days or 10 days or something, I lied. And it will be just like that.
Shall be so.
It shall be so.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Beta is going to weigh down some branches and tie them to the rear runners of the rear sled to break up the tracks, and then he's going to set his boots to moose tracks, and like when he's driving for 4 hours, he'll just be like tapping his foot down into the snow as they're going,
to leave moose tracks, and then he'll occasionally sprinkle moose piss, which he's also like sloshing a little bit. He like puts a little pinprick hole in it, so he's got like just a little bit of moose piss leaking in the inside of his coat.
We can do the thing with the false tracks with the like tying some sticks to the back of your dogs that you summoned.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, we could send them off on a little run and have the thing follow them.
No. Yeah.
Better yet. 2 groups of 4. Okay.
Send them in separate directions.
Nice. And straight west. Very good. Okay. So it's gonna help throw the Yeti off your trail, because you put some distance behind him so that if he is still following your trail, you still have some time. You've made it to the southern point of Wormdune Crag. So you've made it down into here. You have figured out ways to avoid exhaustion on your own. However, your dogs are exhausted, but you were able to make it there, and you slept in shifts so that you arrive ready to travel, ready to get up the mountain, and put as much distance between you guys and this Yeti as possible. And that is where we are going to end today's session. What a wonderful session it has been. Whew.
Yeah, this was great.
We had 2 near-death encounters.
Yup.
Now, the things that this adventure is throwing at you guys is like, yeesh. Yeah, and it's not gonna get any easier going forward. You've hit that turning point. You guys are on the lower end of the second, of the second quest, or the second phase of the book, chapter 2, chapter 3. No, chapter 2.
Dare I ask when we might level up again? We did do the Black Cabin quest, and I imagine we're going towards the
Yes.
Goliath quest.
I will be very open about how you can level up, because I think that's a smart way so you guys can both figure out what you need to do to level up in case you hit an encounter where it's just a bit too hard. So you can level up a maximum of 3 times in chapter 2, meaning you can only hit 7th level. Does not mean you can't progress past chapter 2 before 7th level. So depending on how you do the stuff, it will help you level. Okay. You can gain 1 level after spending 2 or 3 game sessions exploring Icewind Dale. So that means going out into the wilderness. All right. This would count as one of those.
Does this count as the wolf?
This would count as one of those game sessions. You can gain a level for neutralizing the threat of. Actually, this does not count as the. No. Yeah, I'll give this one a. So we have. Let me get back to what I was saying. You can gain 1 level for neutralizing the threats of 2 or 3 of the dangerous locations described in this chapter, aka doing the quests. So you've already done 1 quest, and you've already spent 1 session exploring Icewind Dale. You can gain a level if you accomplish an extraordinary feat, such as ending the feud between the Goliath clans, or surviving a close encounter with the White Worm.
Fuck is that?
Well, you know how Blake.
Excuse me?
You know how Blake just like casually name dropped an ancient white dragon earlier?
Oh god.
He was not lying.
So surviving an encounter.
Suffering from success.
Yeah. So basically, surviving an encounter. However you have the encounter. Yeah.
We run the fuck away.
And this is something maybe those newcomers aren't quite aware. Dale probably heard like a rumor of it. Levi, same thing. But Rosemary and Bitte, you know for truth that there is
I think it's a myth.
An ancient white worm.
Not real.
Out
Not
here.
real. People are crazy.
It is likely one of the most fearsome predators in Icewind Dale. It is the only. No, I'm wrong. It is one of the only deadly encounters on the encounter list for this time.
Shit.
Wait, let me just double check the Yeti encounter. Yep.
I was gonna say, was the Yeti not a deadly encounter?
It is not, no.
Hit me with the numbers again. So it was how many sessions exploring Icewind Dale?
Three.
Three.
Yeah, basically 2 or 3. We're gonna go with 3, and then 2 or 3 quests, and then 1 feat. Those are your 3 ways to get a level. You can't once you get a level by doing 3 quests, you can't get another level.
What is? We're going with 3 quests, not 2 quests.
Yeah, 3 dangerous locations, I should say. So you could definitely go to a location, deal with the person there, and not solve the quest, and it would still count.
Gotcha.
So like,
So-
if you had got to the Black Cabin and like fought, done stuff, but then wasn't able to complete the Summer Star, but still fought the Cold Light Walker, I would have given you that as accounting.
Now, does taking care of the Red Slod count as an extraordinary feat?
No,
Okay.
it does
Fair
not.
enough.
That is your personal story.
Okay.
Now, I've tied it to the point where it's really hard to not get an extraordinary feat on the way, aka these Goliaths that we're about to hit up.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably the Goliaths are gonna be our way to level up.
We're gonna be sitting here like, dang, we really fucked it up with those Goliaths. Pretty sure this is the story beat that leads us to the next like the next chapter. Everyone just looks at each other. So about that worm.
How does one summon a worm?
Through blood sacrifice. Well, let's rewind it up and wind it down here. We are Everybody's a Mimic, an actual play 5th edition webcast playing Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostmaiden. My name is Corey. I am your dungeon master. I was joined by Bitte.
Played by Carson.
There you go. Del Nadre,
Played by Blake.
Rosemary,
Played by Ray.
and Levi.
Played by Ben.
We were also joined by an abominable snowman and a cold light walker, played by myself. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you all have a wonderful day. You can catch us here on Twitch, as well as you can check out our YouTube page by just Googling Everybody's a Mimic on YouTube. And we do have an out-of-date, but still has valuable information, WordPress that has backstories on some of our characters, as well as the players who play them. And that is at everybody'samimic.wordpress.com. Y'all have a wonderful evening. Thank you for listening, and bye-bye.
Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Hola.